I used to date a girl with a lazy eye. Turns out she was seeing someone else the whole time.
I don't know why the Arabs think the West Bank belongs to them. It's a bank. It obviously belongs to the Jews. God, it's never-ending jokes, mate. I hope the war never ends.
Shut the fuck up. Shabbat shalom, scumbags.
Welcome back to another episode of In the Doghouse, the podcast that's last words to its Taliban executioner would be, sorry, I don't speak Durka.
Fucking bell.
Housekeeping.
Buy the merch. It's on the fucking website as usual. It's itdh.uk, I think.
Yeah. Patreon t-shirts are on there. They're on there.
No, I ain't got there yet. Shut up.
Oh, all right.
Beanies have been reordered, so don't worry. They will be able to keep your thoughts inside your head this winter, because you bought them all very quickly last time. Now you can go with Patreon t-shirts.
The Patreon t-shirts are on the website. You can buy them if you are a Patreon. They are a cool design. I'm wearing mine at the moment. Actually, I think this is a sample print. I've not even got a genuine one. I've just got the off cuts.
No, neither are we.
Every time we do, we bought like 8 samples, and we're like, well, I guess we'll just have these then, and not actually have the genuine ones. But yeah, get on there. You can get one if you are a patron. They are exclusive to you. They are behind a password wall. The password should be where, Marlon?
The password is in your DMs. It's on the Patreon. It's on the Discord.
It can't be in any more places. Please don't ask us for it. If you have to ask us for it, you're not having a t-shirt, all right? So, yeah.
Bosh.
There you go. Yeah, go on there. They are Patreon price as well. We are, like I've said before, we are making no money, or if you're a top spec scumbag that's paying about our highest tier, you're getting 10% off the merch. We're actually losing money on them. So
please, business.
I'll have 2.
Yeah. So make the most of it while they're on there. To become a patron, you get as little as a couple of quid a month. You get join the Discord. Of course, the madness on there is just the tranny porn has made another return this week. Also,
that bloke's face.
Also, somebody posted some gay porn, and again, I think Matthew was like, excuse me, you have violated the community guidelines here, all right? No, not gay, tranny only. But yeah, get on there. It's wild, man. I don't know what to tell you. I see more people die, right, on that fucking Discord than I do on Ukrainian drone footage. It's a bit fucking out there, but yeah, it's not just death and porn. There's a whole load of other stuff that goes on the Discord. So
everything from cars to trade chat,
bikes,
I've been vans,
trying to work out what torch is best for me gun, and the pew pew chat with everyone else. Chef James has managed to talk me into buying a very expensive torch for my gun, but yeah, that's what it's there for. So yeah, you can join the Patreon, and that will get you access to the Discord, as before mentioned, and you get entered into what, Marlon?
The Pit Viper giveaway, Reg.
Yes.
We give away 2 pairs of Pit Vipers every single month.
Mm-hmm.
And we do it live on the YouTube channel, which is, again, the link is in the Discord, the link is on the Patreon.
Yeah, and with any luck, this month's will actually be recorded as an extra episode. How I'm going to get it to you, I don't know, but I'm going to try and get it there. It will be there for you, Patrons, as an extra sort of episode of me and Marlon titting around on this live giveaway. So that's another thing you get. And there was something else I was going to say. Oh, I can't remember.
Buy the fucking merch.
Yeah, so yeah, do that. Right, and that's about that. But before we get into the show, a big up to the sponsor, ORLEIGH Fox. ORLEIGH Fox is returning again to sponsor the show, and what do they want to do for you, Marlon?
They want to help you. They want to help you with your stupid numbers, which the government make us do.
Yeah. They want to help you with your finances and your business. Look, it's easy to pay too much tax. That's the problem. And the government like it like that. Because if you're doing the numbers yourself, you're probably missing out on God knows what. You probably don't realise that could go through the books, and that's actually associated to the business, so you're missing out on that. And why are you not claiming a VAT back on this? And if you buy that car now, you'll actually be saving yourself money and not paying tax, and you got a brand new car. Things like this, which you probably don't realise, are what ORLEIGH Fox specialise in. So if you've got an accountant at the moment, and he's not quite cutting the mustard, yeah, I'd probably get in touch with ORLEIGH Fox, because it's very easy for them to just sit back. You send them the accounts once a year, they charge you 700 quid, and you don't hear a fucking peep from them. They're not interested.
It's not in your best interest.
No, that's it. ORLEIGH Fox have got your business and your best interest at heart. They want to see you succeed. They want you to do well. I was literally speaking to Kieran this week, and I was like, Kieran, are you going to come back on post-budget? Because I want to sit here and rant and rave about how bad the budget is or how good the budget may be. I don't know. And he's like, I'd love to, but I'm actually on a course. He said, I've booked myself onto a course a week after the budget comes out to discuss all about the budget and what the best things I can be doing for my clients going forward.
You can't ask for better.
The man has just literally all he wants to do is just become better and just improve on everything and be the one that's on the cutting edge of what's happening in the world of tax, basically tax and medium to small businesses. So big up to Orley Fox for sponsoring the show. What more do you want? What more do you want? A good accountant is going to save you more than you cost him, and it's so easy to switch. All you've got to do is email your current accountant and just say, hey, look, Kieran and the guys Kieran and the guys over at Orley Fox are going to be taking things on from here. They'll be in touch to deal with the handover, and that's it. You go back to doing what you do best, which is whatever you do, because it sure as damn hell isn't numbers, all right? Whether it's, like I say, whether it's farming, building, driving lorries, whatever, running your business is where you should be spending your time. Let somebody else, like the experts at Orley Fox, take care of you and your accounts. Big up to them. Everything from VAT to personal income tax to just general accounts, everything, payroll, they've got you covered. Big up to Orley Fox, sponsor the show. Check them out. Link in the episode description, link in the bio. Lebosh, Marlon, who is joining us this evening?
Two ignorant cunts on phones, by the look of it.
Because of your fucking half-hour intro.
I'm fucking with Joel.
Later, please.
Returning once again, Spunkle.
Good evening, bro.
How you getting on, mate?
Yeah, not too bad.
Hello, Brev.
I cannot tell you how much Dave wanted to kill us in the first day and a half of our holiday in Prague, where all me and Jake were watching was Castillo videos. He was like, I hate that man so much. By the end of the holiday, I was like, morning Spunkle. Was that morning breath? I'm like, you good?
Yeah, I'm good.
Good. Glad to have you back on, mate. And we're also joined by Keith.
Brev.
Good. We are going to get so ripped on the Discord for this.
Good.
Okay, because you ain't got to deal with it. We do. We're the ones opening the fucking letter bombs. I reckon it's going to go up in intensity. It'll start off as glitter.
It's
and then
PO
it'll
box.
Then it'll be like then it'll be like itching powder, and then
Don't give my ideas.
and then it'll just be a binary explosive.
Did you find out who sent the cops?
Yeah, we did. Yeah, I'm not even shouting them out on there because we don't give terrorists the recognition they want on this show.
We do not negotiate with terrorists.
Do I have to post stuff too? Can I drop it off anywhere in person?
No, you can't drop it
it's
off.
a fucking PO box.
There's a whole reason of PO.
No, I want to save on postage.
You're going to hand deliver a pipe bomb to me, Dave?
No, I've got a fucking shit ton of plasterboard in my garage. And it's a cunt to get rid of. I've had to put little bits in the wheelie bin every fucking 3 weeks. It's not going anywhere.
It's not looking good.
Yeah, they only take the fucker every 3. Oh, take it down to Mules. He's got a big old bin. Hey, just chuck it at the bottom. Fuck him.
You won't mind.
Cheers,
Never
Mule.
does.
Or we could just grind it up and turn it into dust or something and then just, I don't know.
Bag it up and sell it.
Yeah, just sell it as fucking...
If we get buried next time, I have the machine down there in the back garden. Right next to the asbestos.
Right on top of it. Yeah. Right.
It's Brownfield site. Anyway, fuck it. Bury it then. Fuck. And that's the whole thing with asbestos. Everyone's like, oh, how do you get rid of asbestos? Like, there are rules that mean if you just bury it under a certain distance, like a certain depth down in footings, it's like, oh yeah, that's fine. I'm like, oh, so anyone can bury it a certain depth and it's okay, but like, oh,
Right. Out of sight, out of mind, Reg.
Mm-hmm. I mean, that's worked so far with landfill, hasn't it? Not until it.
I was listening to the radio earlier, and they were saying that incinerating all the rubbish is worse than landfill.
Worse.
Well,
Yeah.
obviously, yeah.
I thought it was. I thought there's.
It creates so much CO2. And
one of the
Not Malaysia. It wasn't an island, didn't it?
Yeah,
that
one of these
incinerates it.
jungle Asian countries. They
you know the tree taps.
one of them they've incinerate all their rubbish and they've got like scrubbers in it, so they take out all the nasty chemicals that go into the air and I don't know.
And then all the ash that comes out of it, they pump into the sea, and they've made their own little island. It's got its own ecosystem and everything now.
I think
I love incinerating
Five-eyed
stuff.
fish.
it is awesome. Isn't it?
Yeah.
I nearly bought one the other day.
Yeah,
like,
like
one of
Hills.
The old man just got like a metal
Yes.
drum with the fucking slits in it up
Yeah.
on some blocks. chuck whatever you want in there. Duvets is a bit too far. 'Cause that smoked like a cunt.
Do you get the whole leaf blower in it? Turbocharged.
You should have cut it down into little bits.
You have to wait for the weather to be the right condition, wind going the right way so you don't poison the neighbours.
You would make a brilliant farmer, Dave. You're like, nice cloudy day, raining. Which way's the wind going?
We got fog in the morning. Let's burn them tyres.
Honestly, every farmer knows the score. It's like, oh, yeah, now's the time. Now's the time. Oh, fucking hell. Yeah, so anyway, Keith, how's your week been, mate?
Yeah, no, fucking hell. Yeah, my week's been eventful, mate. We've had a fun start to the week, as you know already.
Oh, yeah. Fucking hell.
Didn't crash your digger, did you?
No, even better than that. Made a right fucking mess of it. So, the job that we're on at the minute, we've had to put a diversion pipeline in to basically move. Cut long story short, where they're putting the building runs right on top of where the fucking pipelines are existing at the moment, and they've got to put piles down the ground. Piles through pipes not going to work, so I had to divert it off. It's about 2.5, 3 meters down. So step the trench down, trench box in, make it safe for the guys to get in because it's all clay and shit material. It's prone for collapsing. So we've been working on that for the last week or so. Anyway, getting to work Monday, still a bit damp in it from over the weekend. Had a quite heavy downpour, pretty fucking cold. Guys are climbing in the trench. So I always open my door and the window so I can see and hear everything that's going on because you need to know what's happening.
You don't
down the
ideally
ground.
want to run over a workmate.
Not really, no. I mean, some of them, yeah, maybe, but not all of them. Anyway, so I'm hustling all this gear out, and then I said to one of the lads, do us a favour, go grab the dumper, bring it round, let's move some of this material out of the way because we need the space to work. So we've got a hired machine in at the moment, 14-tonner. It's a bit bigger than what I use normally to be able to pull the box and dig down to depth. So I've got about, a ton and a half, maybe a muck in this bucket. Come round, dumper's pulled up in front of me, poof, and it was at that moment I knew I fucked up. He hadn't tipped the rainwater out of the dumper before me loading it, and then I fucking immediately thought I was in Florida getting hit with a fucking hurricane with this water that came flying towards me, and I got a pebble dashed with dirt, shit, water, mate. It was running down my arse crack, it was down the back of my neck, it was in my fucking boots, it was everywhere, mate.
At least it wasn't your cab though.
We still got to clean it though, because otherwise you get billed, didn't you, when you hand it back?
He's been in a FEMA tent for the last week, the cunt.
Mate, it was, you know, that moment, and then the lad on the dump was like, fucking hell, I'm sorry, mate. He said it was my fault, I should have tipped it off. And I was just like, that bit in the middle of being really fucking pissed off and like laughing at the same time.
Yeah,
It's just like, but then it just like, then the cold hit me then, because this was like 8 o'clock in the morning.
It's definitely, winter is coming.
So when you're wet, you obviously feel it a lot more. Fucking hell, I was gibbering. But other
You
than
turn
that,
the heater on in the cab, or do you fuck that up as well?
everything was soaking. It was just blowing water back on me. Yeah.
I've done that before. I've gotten absolutely soaked at work and just laid like my jacket or my t-shirt like across the heater vents for the windscreen. Just put the cunt on full chat. Look, it's unbelievably fast how fast it dries it. You put it back on, it's like, oh, that's nice and heated.
Well, the first thing I thought, shit, my phone's in my pocket. I was like, I'm absolutely fucking soaked. I'm sat in a puddle of water. So I pulled my phone out and I've looked at it and it said, moisture detected. No shit. No fucking shit. So I
Trying to rub it in, you cunt.
stuffed that in the air vent, put the fucking heaters on full blast. That blew down in about 5 minutes. It was fine, but yeah.
Pop down one stop for some rice.
It fixes everything.
Gave old Uncle Roger a call. Get that sorted out.
So you've had dysentery for the last week then with all this
Yeah,
disgusting
mate, fucking
flood
Veals
water.
disease and all the rest of it covered in rat piss and
Oh, yeah.
Trench foot.
yeah. So,
Change your socks, for fuck's sake.
but other than that, it's been a productive week so far. To be fair, we've had a good one. But yeah,
What about you, Spunky? What have you been up to?
Today, a fairly quiet week.
Yeah, what, have you actually been at work this week or not?
No, yeah.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I've been
One of
working.
So what, the 1 in 3 weeks you're actually at work?
Yeah.
Oh, right.
Yeah, no. Been lovely. Like 11 o'clock starts, work through till like sort of 5.
Christ.
We're getting on really well.
You're not joking, are you? No. What do you do from like the time you wake up till 11, or you just wake up at 11?
Oh no, wake up at 8, have a lie in bed,
Watch a
go on
season of...
my phone for a bit, have a wank or two, and then go to work.
I suppose they go fit this £1 million kitchen.
I joined the crew. I've had True Speed installed.
Oh,
Yeah.
How's that gone?
Fucking nightmare. The installation, everything went fine. But I've got quite a few smart home products.
Oh, the reset up.
It took about 2 hours
awful,
to
isn't
reset. I had to get the step ladder out to fucking reset the ring floodlight camera.
Yeah.
Fucking all the smart bulbs, I had to fucking disconnect them from the app and then reconnect them. All the fucking smart plugs, the ones that I'd like put behind units, I had to get them out. I had to fucking disconnect the fridge, the dishwasher, the oven. Fucking.
You remember when we were saying
Fridge
like,
had locked itself.
you want to like have a smart home, but you also want to future-proof it at the same time. You don't want to have all this bullshit of like resetting shit, and here we are.
So let's go back to when you wake up at 8 o'clock and starting at 11. You're spending them 2-3 hours wondering how you're going to get through your day with light bulbs, plugs.
Yeah.
Yeah.
When you wake up, and the missus is like, "Why is the light bulb in the bathroom pink? Oh, for fuck's sake!"
Sorry, that's
Phillips."
on disco mode, Chuck.
Go in the Philips Hue app, like it won't connect. What was wrong with the switch, Dave?
I don't know. And
It's so easy to get. Walk in the living room, Alexa, turn the living room on.
and that is the living room is brilliant for that. We got the alcove lamp where the plug is behind the alcove units. We've got the 2 sofa lamps where the plugs are down low. Don't need to touch it. It's just voice command. And going away for going up to bed for the evening, turn the living room off. TV, Apple TV, all the lights, everything off.
Yeah, it's
really
so
handy.
And it's cool as fuck when you
Until
walk in.
you have
Alexa,
to repair it
You're my
all.
bitch.
Yeah, can you like when you walk into your like, can you set up commands for Alexa to like do certain actions? So if I said like, "Oh Alexa, it's going on," and then the lights dim and Barry White comes on,
Yeah, you can do
"Oh,
that.
gotta go to love your love, babe."
Yeah, you can call like your rooms whatever you want. You can have like certain commands where you only turn certain lights on or certain appliances with your smart plugs.
The appliances have been less as useful as I thought they would be. The fridge doesn't really need Wi-Fi.
No,
I don't
no.
turn on and off my different ice makers very often, or reprogram what my bottom right drawer does.
I could have fucking told you this some years
But
ago.
everything
The dishwasher is
comes with
quite
it.
handy because we put it on Eco because on the app you get like all the different modes, and Eco is actually really good. It doesn't use fuck all water. It lasts 5 hours.
The plates come out filthy.
So we do that overnight. So no, they're really good, but it just goes on for ages. It's noisy. So go to bed. Turn
And
the
put the
dishwasher on.
Yep, bosh.
Do it off the phone. It's lovely. Or you can put it on for a set time, whatever.
Obviously, that's not my job.
Without sounding rude, though, do you not think that's making people very fucking lazy?
Yeah.
Keith, we're already there, mate. Like, everyone is a lazy cunt.
Oh no,
Let's
I've
just
still
add
got
to it.
because I ain't done the washing up, so it means I need to get out of my bed, walk downstairs, fill the sink up, stick the plates in it, wash it, dry it.
I don't.
That's
I
where
hate
I'm
washing
at.
up.
Fuck
It's
that.
not my.
I have a theory,
Dishwasher's
right?
job.
This is my
You know, wash
this
your
is
name.
my personal belief, right? Much like it's almost a religious belief. I go as far as to say that I believe that all appliances should have
but your beliefs are
should have a
questionable.
maximum of 2 buttons.
On and off.
What? An on? No, basically, what? On or off? Yeah, okay, it's maybe 3. Right, so you got your on or off button. No, you don't even need that actually, because when you press it, it will turn on. So you have 2 buttons, right? One is for, and one is mainly one is for on, right? Any fucking oven, 220, just 220 or 180 for everything, innit?
Depends
Well, if it's
what you're doing.
a fan oven, 99% of the shit you cook in it is at 180, is it not? Yes.
No,
Chicken
I'd change
nuggets,
it around a bit.
220.
Time.
Pardon?
Fries,
I'd change
220.
it around depending on what I got in there. If you got chips or something that you want a bit crispy, put it up higher. If you want meat or something, put it a bit lower, a bit
Just
longer.
one on and a time. Same with the microwave. A button that does
the
30
microwave
second
needs one button
30
with 30
second
seconds
increments.
and that's it.
And then
Mine
They don't sell them. I was looking for one. I wanted just like a sleek looking one without fucking defrosting fish settings buttons on it and stuff.
and superheat.
Can't fucking get them.
If you're defrosting fish in a microwave, you deserve food poisoning.
Yeah.
Have you ever defrosted fucking bread in a toaster?
I've never defrosted anything
That's
in
what
a
I mean.
fucking
No,
microwave because I'm not
right.
a useless cunt.
Name me an appliance that needs more than 2 buttons, right? Even if there are multiple settings, just one button to cycle
What
through.
a fridge, because the ice machine needs to know if I want cubed, crushed, or the other one.
Again,
Mine does the 2 different ones in 2 different sections. You can turn on and off separately.
Oh, I'm not that
That's
bougie.
lovely.
I love how I'm the one that gets ripped for having 2 coffee machines, but Spunkle here and you with your I like my ice.
I do quite like my fridge.
cubes.
It's very nice.
Fucking Jesus. All
But
appliances.
I've got the beverage centre.
You have a what the fuck is a beverage centre?
So
That's called the tap.
That's the pub.
The left top
Have you
door.
got a flat though?
It's got like a second button. You can just open a little bit of the door, and it's got your your water dispenser, and then an auto-filling pitcher that you can also put like fruit and stuff in to have fruit infused water in your pitcher,
Oh,
and then
my
also a
fucking
few
God,
little
I've heard
shelves
all
where I
now,
keep
Ed.
your ciders. Fucking brilliant.
Well, hold on to this, Dave, because we now have a Labour government, and they want to take that away. They want to come. They're going to come and take. They're going to take the beverage centres from the working man.
You'll have no flaps on your fridge.
All appliances should have no more than 2 buttons. There is no appliance that needs more than 2 buttons.
But still have an app.
Oh, you don't need a well, yeah, I tell you what, you can have the app and take all the buttons away from it and make it look really clean and nice.
That'd be nice, actually.
Like or just a couple of dials. No, 1 dial. Just the same with the dishwasher. How long do you want it on for? That's all it needs to be.
I don't know, how long is it going to take to be clean?
Oh, I got that.
Well, on Eco, 5 hours, 20 minutes. If you go on the speed one, it uses 3 more litres of water and another 1,500 quid's worth
sorry,
of
maybe
that's
we're
your
in a
bubble
cost of living
spunkle, but
crisis.
it takes me 5 minutes to wash the dishes after dinner, so there we go.
You just got a jet wash.
Bit of Swarfiga, bosh.
he got the boys going round with the garden sprayer full of TFR. Just give me a little pre-rinse.
Not that one, you fucker. That's mould oil.
Oh dear. So it's been all smart home madness then this week.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know what you do.
Are you finally synced up? That's the big thing.
Yeah, all
sweet.
synced up now. Ready.
So I can go and shout through your letterbox all these random words of command and watch the house just fucking light up all over the place.
Siri only listens to my voice.
The one thing I will say is, have you had to reset a router yet?
No, the router's not too bad.
I had to reset my router back along, and everything was like, help! The doorbell was like, beep, 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 beep. What the fuck is going on? No, I've had no. Every time I've had to reset the router before, and everything just forgets what it is. The doorbell thinks it's just a screaming box.
I have changed my doorbell onto the Christmas theme now.
Oh, can yours do that, Keith? Or do you still have a knocker?
Just a knocker, mate. Do you know what? I haven't got a fucking doorbell on the door, so I don't want to hear no cunt. Come to my house. You bang on the door, or you fuck off.
We can see him coming and hide.
Yeah. Whether you come in the front or the back, I can see you coming and I'm not there.
What about you, Marlon? How's your week been, you cunt?
Yeah, good. Land Rover's still shit. I had a really good one the other day. It was an Ingenium, funnily enough.
No.
It came in with oil pressure problems.
Never.
Guess how much oil I drained out of the fucking thing?
2 litres.
What was it? 2 litre Ingenium.
2 litre Ingenium.
What do they hold capacity?
6.
6. 3
20.
litres.
20 litres of oil.
What? What was it? Gathered in the fucking pistons?
20 litres of oil I drained out of the fucking engine.
Hang on, wait. What? Hang on, whoa. I don't mean to speak disparagingly about the fairer sex, but was
Female
it a
owner.
middle-class white woman that owned the car?
Yes.
Did she fill it up to the brim?
She said, and I quote, well, every time the oil pressure light came on, I thought it wanted oil, so put oil in it.
Didn't check the dipstick. Oh my God.
Customer
Well, at least she
states.
put fucking oil, not bloody coolant.
But either way, the engine is wanked.
The main thing is that
pressure and fill level.
she's an independent, strong woman that doesn't need no man.
Absolutely not. Oh, she obviously doesn't need a car either.
She doesn't need a mechanic.
Yeah, that was good.
That was dead, dead.
Yeah, dead.
Oh,
yeah.
really?
Anything you do to those Ingeniums,
Look at it.
too
it
much
dies.
oil, too little oil.
Don't even think about
drive
it for too
it,
long.
Yeah, let it idle for too long. They're just wank. I've been doing some big carpeting
Oh.
on the new van.
Oh.
Oh, it looks fucking good.
I think sent me some pictures. It does look good. You've made a smart job of that,
Thank you
Marlon.
to Van Masters. I am now a pro at carpeting. So any vans need carpeting, give me a shout.
Well, yeah, you carpet my van as well, didn't you? Did a good job on that.
Oh, fuck me. That's another one on the list, yeah.
You're full of
Get a
it.
portfolio going.
Big in a van game now. That is literally about it, mate. Lot of work, lot of beer, nothing exciting. What about you, mate? Have you fucked any TVs up this week?
I mean, I'm not going to live there.
Welcome to the crew.
Yeah, we're going to start a fucking union now. We'll get legal defence as well whenever somebody breaks a TV.
It's great because every time the Doghouse pays.
Yeah, no, I've had a bit of an interesting week. It's been quite eventful. we had one of my previous tales that I've never lived down on this show. We had a sort of a little revisit to that this week by accident. So I was like, my guts are pretty bad this week.
Oh, fuck's sake.
Yeah,
Not
no,
the rat poison again.
them rat poison myself. I've very,
You're not back on Huel.
very conscious. Well, no, not the heel. But anyway, so I had gut problems,
Crack.
and I've been like every morning I've been
Mouldy coffee beans.
shitting through the eye of a needle. And again, I'm just like, I'm worried, man. Is this something worse? Was it really the rat poison that started melting my insides?
Hasn't cleaned his coffee cup out, has he?
Wow.
Never met such
Hold-
useless cunt.
hold tight, boys. Hold tight. So anyway, so I was trying to work out. I was like, what's there sipping away on my coffee? Like, what is making me shit? Like, yeah, everyone knows that you drink coffee in the morning, usually you can be like, a bit like that. But anyway, I'm not like that. But the fact that I was like, it's something to do with the coffee. But it can't be the beans, because the beans are in a sealed, airtight container. I have a special container, and I have a special, the hopper is a sealed unit as well. So the air can't get them. So the beans can't go
Did
bad.
you check them?
I've checked them. Yeah, they
Yeah.
were only recently bought them, and they're like high quality ones. They're not like shit at the back of fucking
Fair trade.
I'm not. Yeah, they're not fair trade. I know that a
There's only
small,
2 buttons on the lid, open, close.
I know that a small black child has lost 1 or 2 hands to make my coffee beans, so you know they are primo.
You can taste it.
Yeah, you can taste the child labour in them, and they are the best. You know, if I'm not deforesting something, or I'm not seeing a child be have something
Punished.
having something cut off for stealing
Yeah.
a coffee bean, then I'm not happy. Anyway, so as I sipped my coffee, it's not the beans. Can't be the machine, because there's nothing to clean on it. This machine that I've got, it's not like my other one where I had to put the cleaning solution through it and all that shit, because it's got a steam wand, and yeah, I was like, but it rinses all the time, so it's not that. And I'm like, anyway, I just didn't think much more of it. I was like, I'm just going to carry on drinking it. I'm sure it'll be fine. We get used to it and harden up, won't I?
Kept brushing the mold off your cup and thought
Yeah,
nothing of it.
just like, I have no idea. Very old mug. So anyway, so it's like, oh, water's low on the coffee machine. So, all right, cool. Took the fucking water thing. Got a water filter on it as well, mind. So I'm like, again, can't be the water, because I used like, I don't know, probably top it up twice a week. So now, this is where I very quickly the cause of my gut rot was found. I'd pulled the water container out, and unfortunately, at some point when I've been topping up the coffee beans, how I'm not too sure, but a couple of stray boys have landed themselves into the water tank and are
Growing.
somewhat furry at the bottom of the old water reservoir in there. And I was like, and I sort of thought, what the fuck is that? What the fuck is that? I thought, is it some I was like, oh no. And you know, it was bad when I gave the water reservoir a little shake.
All these sea monkeys appeared.
I could see
No, he can't keep those alive.
they'd started their own little like ecosystem.
The child's limbs had regrown.
There goes your hand back.
As I gave it a little shake, I could see just discoloration of shit coming off of these coffee beans, and I was like,
That looks like my pants.
I think we found the issue here, boys. So I emptied it all out, gave it a good clean, took the filter out, fucking rinse that out.
You didn't replace it.
No, because I couldn't remember where to find them, or where I bought them.
We need a fucking whiteboard in here of what Reg just tried to kill himself on this week.
kill. Kill.
That's coffee machine twice.
Rat poison. Coffee machine twice or coffee machine once?
Twice now.
What was the other time?
Well, your
Mouldy
cup.
beans.
No, your cup.
And that was the
was the Huel
That
cup,
was it.
wasn't it?
Oh god,
Yeah.
yeah, it was. You're right. Yeah, it was mouldy beans. Yeah. Well, live and learn.
Or a checklist of what do you need to clean this
Yeah,
week?
man. Like, well, that's the problem. Like, the thing is, hey, to be fair, beer lines.
It just needs 2 buttons.
Yeah.
Maybe a bacteria counter as well.
fucking a litmus test. Have a little display on the side. Be like back to scan like you have on the fucking milk tank. Jesus Christ! For a bloke that manages to keep his beer lines absolutely immaculate
we
every
haven't
week.
drank any line cleaner yet. There's
have-
only a matter of time.
No,
Or
we
in the
haven't.
morning, have a beer.
Yeah.
You won't get gut rot.
Well, I'd love to have a bear, but
Well, it has just run out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What? I'm not the one that ran it out. We collectively drank the beer. Why
I've
is
had
it?
1.5 pints out of this.
I'm sorry.
You are part of the problem, Spunk.
Right, you schoolboy that you should have had cider. I'm going to go top up. Which pump me on, Reg?
Any of those three, mate.
Not the-
fine.
not the
While you're up,
Pilsner.
can I have like a beer or something, please?
Yeah, some form of beer.
Yeah.
Smiths.
I'll have a Thatcher's as well, mate. If you're up. Anyway, so that was the poisoning part of my week, and the other part of my week is pheasants are back on, boys. Looks like meat's back on the menu. Anyway, so the pheasants have. Well, they've come inside the wire again, and this is the rule.
They are infiltrating the perimeter.
They are. If they cut, there's a rule. I don't go looking for the fuckers, but if they come inside the wire of the farm, then that's it. I'm sorry, people will say, "Oh, it's not very sporting shooting a pheasant with a rifle," and my reply to that would be, "Well, is the fact that if you shoot pheasants in the sky, I mean, I think most fucking game shoots are a bit of a slaughter, if you ask me, but you're shooting a pheasant." In the sky, and so the pheasant is in the sky, and its background is the sky. It's
Correct. Yeah, it's in the sky with the air and the clouds.
it's a fairly obvious target, right?
Yep.
I am fighting the pheasant in his backyard.
Guerrilla warfare.
I'm in it.
There's trenches.
That's it.
Reg has had the
Poison
napalm out the
trapdoors.
bucket.
When they're up in the sky, you're fighting the pheasant on your terms. I'm fighting the pheasant on his terms. I'm the one chasing him through the brush. I'm the one tracking him through the hedge, right? So anyway,
Face paint on.
Now I had 6 of them, 6 fucking pheasants, and
ghillie suit.
they have been mocking me because every time I sent a voice note to somebody the other day, and I was in the cab of the JCB in the straw barn, and there was 2 of them. I didn't have a gun with me, and I was halfway through this voice, and I was like, "You little
Where's the
bastards!"
AR?
But I didn't have it with me.
Oh.
I don't bring my firearm to work every day. I only bring it when I need to do something, and they caught me slipping. I want strapped, so So I was just throwing shit at these pheasants. They knew I didn't have a gun, so they were just like dodging the things I threw. And I'm like, what the fuck's this guy want? He's really angry.
You were throwing stuff at him.
Yeah, I was trying to get him out. I was trying to get him out of the green zone, man. Like the fucking little assholes. Just stay away from my cattle sheds. You spook my animals, and it causes me no end of problems. Anyway, so I knew there were 6 of them, and they were all sort of lingering around together. And I thought I had found their base of operations, but the bastards had tricked me. I thought they were all in this one hedgerow. Yeah, I thought they were all living in this one hedgerow, and I'd gone out to chase them down, and they weren't there. It was a double cross, the little fuckers. It was a ruse.
Abandoned camp.
And they'd got in behind you and back into the cow
Well, yeah,
sheds.
they fucking had. The bastards had got in the green zone. They'd set up base inside the wire.
They're
Imagine,
smarter than you, Reg.
in Keith's terms, imagine finding out that the Taliban have got a fucking sleeper cell inside a bastion.
So you only shoot.
Seriously, the traders.
You only
It's always
shoot
the-
when they come onto your farm.
I only what? No.
So South African rules.
Oh my fucking god, Dave! Jesus, Mary.
Reg, when we get a minute, can we clean that fridge?
Is it pretty grim?
There
on
are
the
flies and all sorts in that cum.
He's working on his immune system in here.
He wants everyone else to shit themselves.
Yeah, everyone else needs to stop having time off work. That's what's killing this nation, sick days.
So the pheasants are taking the piss then, is that what you're
Wow.
saying?
So yeah, they had actually, what it turns out is I was in the straw barn and I was like, they're in here again. And then when I went in,
Mission Impossible
I had
music
the
starts.
gun with me. I was like, you're fucking having it now, you little
Close the door
bastard.
behind you.
Yeah, close the door behind me. I was like, oh, that's it. It's on. There we are. Yeah.
Only one species is leaving this barn.
It was a pheasant.
Yeah, because I fell off the top of the straw stack.
A bit like John Wank.
So I climbed up the straw stack, and lo and behold, those little bastards were on top of the straw stack. Now, I mean, I could have, I was like,
It was an ambush.
I was ambushing them. I was like, you're gonna die. This is the end of it. You are gonna die. So I crept up there. I was up right on top, so 30 feet in the air on top of these straw bales. And I was just the gun. Like it was like a scene.
This would have been so fucking funny to watch, wouldn't it?
It was like a scene out of Saving Private Ryan, boys. It was a cinematography beautiful moment.
Hacksaw Ridge Reg there climbing up the side of the fucking hill.
Brokeback Mountain.
Yeah.
It was more like Team
Get on the hay,
America.
baby.
More like Team America. Durga, Muhammad, Jihad. Yeah, so...
So how many got in then?
It culminated in me deleting all 6 pheasants. It was It was very. I was the IDF. They were Hamas. It was it was Hamas. Innocent civilian. Does it matter to the Israelis? Doesn't seem to. They were actually. It turns out they were actually UN peacekeepers. I got me some blue helmets that day, boys. Yeah, so that was that. They're all 6 of them gone. However, I do believe there is a cock pheasant left somewhere. So you know,
if you put their heads on spikes around the place,
It's scary.
ward them off.
yeah. So
What do you do with the pheasants?
what?
Cook 'em?
Shag 'em.
I mean. My nan has him. She has him. Nan makes stew, and well, God, I don't know what she does when she's wanted them. So. Shag.
What, after you fucked them? Twice.
Yeah. So that was the first wave of the year is dealt with. But we'll see. We'll see. I'll keep you informed. We'll keep you informed. I'll tell you what.
I assume there is a season.
Do you know what a 17 HMR with a ballistic tip does to a pheasant?
Explode.
Pink mist.
It fucks him up. It real fucks him up. If that hits a dense bone, that pheasant turns into a grenade. Yeah. So I won't hear any of this. Oh, it's not very sporting. Well, you can come and fucking put the cattle away when they spook the bastards. But yeah, so it's fun. Yeah, pheasant season's on now, boys. So yeah, you're all out there blowing them out the sky, and I'm running through the jungle.
Or shooting them in a closed shed.
Yeah.
Hey, it's 200 foot long, man. You know, I had to adjust for windage. I was like, oh, we're gonna have to go down 2 mil dots on this bad boy.
Shit, Keith, spot me. Elevation.
I'm looking at me fucking, what was it, like previous encounters book or whatever it is.
Shit, we're picking up the thermals.
Yeah, so yeah, pheasants is all go. It's all go. But yeah, I'm just trying to keep the homeland safe, boys. That's all I'm trying to. You know,
You're just defending yourself.
I am. Yeah, it was self-defense, man. Like, it was me. Like
Works
you
for the
said.
Israelis.
Well, I'm not being funny, but it's
Kneel
not like,
down, man.
it's not like you got to be timed to be out shooting all day, is it? You know, you got reels to look at on your phone, and
No, it was a busy day in the life of a beef farmer. The worst part
got shit
was,
to get on with.
The worst part was, it was.
Well, Teddy was stuck in a ditch, so he couldn't do anything else.
I said to her, I was like, I'm going to be late back.
Search online for a new TV, wasn't he?
I said to her, I was like, I got a fucking hell of a day. I'm going to be late. I'm going to be late back. You're going to have to walk the dogs, feed dogs, all that other shit. I'll be back when I can, just whatever. So yeah, no worries. Of course, I forgot I told her this. And then, like, fucking whatever time it was at night, I just sent her these pictures of 6 pheasants dead. She was like, I thought you were working late. I was like, oh, fuck it.
This is work, man.
Yeah, I was like, oh, yeah.
Wrong person, bollocks.
She was like, have you been wandering around with that fucking rifle for the last 2 hours? I was like, I had it with me, but I was kind of working. This is work, is it not? Yeah, so that was my week, pretty much. That and, that was it. But one thing I wanted to talk about on the show, boys, you know, as we all know, Roger Cook, Central Television, became a big thing on the show, and me, Dave, and Snaker spent the entirety of Prague watching Roger Cook. I've found another little gem on YouTube. It's an older program, but it's well worth a watch. Now, does anyone remember a gypsy or traveller site, I should say? Actually, I don't care. Called Dale Farm.
Yes.
You remember Dale Farm? It still exists, obviously. But
Isn't that from a soap?
Pardon?
Emmerdale.
You're thinking of Emmerdale. Yeah, I think it was Dale Farm. You're right. But so Dale Farm, it was a traveller camp, a permanent traveller camp, right? And obviously they had but the only problem was that half of it, right, was sort of unlicensed. They had no planning for, and it went on for years. The battle between the local council and the travellers. In the end, half of it got demolished. All sad, boo-hoo. Anyway, you know, I can't get planning for fuck all, but they can just turn up one day.
Well, anyway, the council kept sending them letters, but they got no registered address.
Anyway, that was not the point. But what I was in a rabbit hole of like people building shit without planning permission, and the war they've had with the local councils. Really good series. But that led me on to this program about Dale Farm. Right, and what it was about this. It was right. I'm going to introduce you to the characters first. So we've got the local
Hugh, Barney McGrew,
So we've got a guy called Len.
Would you call this a documentary, Reg?
Yeah, I think you might go as far as to say it
He's
was.
fucking mad for a documentary, mind.
Okay, it's a guy called Len Gridley, right? Now, Len Gridley, his garden backs.
Is he good or bad?
I don't think there really are any.
We need
good-
a whiteboard in here.
I don't
don't
think
we?
there is really any protagonists or antagonists in this show. However,
Was he a
there-
gypsy?
No, he's a local. He's one of the locals. Now, his
okay.
garden backs right up to the traveller's
man.
Oh, so
site.
his value of his house is going
Well,
right
this
down.
Yeah.
is one of the points he was making. You got Len Gridley, and Len Gridley is not a fan of the travellers, and he has made that very clear. He's made it very clear in the press. He has said some very interesting things in the press.
He pays his council tax.
And he hates them. He hates them, and
As we all do.
And he's made this incredibly clear to them and publicly throughout the press that he does not like them. So as anyone who is hated by somebody in the village, they retaliate the traveller community by basically dumping anything they get into his garden.
Oh.
There was one thing when they were videoing it, they were like, this massive block of concrete. He was like, I don't even know how they've got that in there. How have they even got that over the fence? He's got this massive great fence.
Transit tip and a run up.
I am.
Anyway, so like there's the track is basically on the back of his garden is the sort of drive into the into this traveller community.
Wakes up in the morning to the
Yeah.
smell of fresh tarmac.
And now you've got the
The opposing side.
You've got the opposing side, which is the traveller community. There's an enormously fat one who is just doesn't really say anything, but is just hilarious. And he's one of the main ones that's in it. And then there's a woman who's kind of, I don't know, the leader of the gang, you'd say, or as my uncle would say.
She's got that magic ball.
And she's very much like, oh, we're good working people. We don't know why Mr. Gridley, he hates us. He hates us. Anyway, but what they've done this program is they've got in, they're trying to negotiate a peace. So who better than to negotiate a peace?
My name's Stacey Dooley.
No,
Roger Cook.
no, not Stacey Dooley and not Roger Cook. It's not actually a celebrity. Who they've got is a gentleman called Colonel Bob. Now, Colonel Bob was actually a colonel in the army, and Colonel Bob was he was what would you call getting a military honour commended?
I've never got one, so I wouldn't know.
Basically, he had some sort of military honour for brokering the peace during the Bosnian War.
Oh, fuck me.
Yeah, so I was like, wow, Colonel Bob.
He's a negotiator.
Colonel Bob's a negotiator, right? So I was like, this is going to be good. Turns out Colonel Bob is more of a comedy character than anything else. Much like myself with the pheasants, Colonel Bob rocks up and he's just like, well, I negotiated peace between the Bosniaks and the Serbs, so this won't be such a problem. And so he goes over to see the travellers first, get their side of things. He goes over to see Len and get their side of things. And then he does a little piece to camera where Colonel Bob is like, well, you see, what the problem is we have here is two warring sides. Yes, you see? And so we've got here is the battleground. And I'm like, oh God, it's going to be lots of this. Like me and my pheasants. This is the battleground. And here is this sort of no man's land area where everyone is sort of warring over. And this is where all the damage happens and all the real conflict is here in no man's land. Right, yes. The best part about Colonel Bob, right, is the cunt wears a beret throughout the entire thing. Colonel Bob wears a fucking beret. Anyway, Colonel Bob's got some backup, right? And that is, I believe, is now
20 soldiers.
ARs. Yeah, he's got his mate Martin. Now, Martin's rocked up on the scene, and Martin is going undercover, right? Martin.
He's got a little moustache on.
He has glasses.
So Martin,
Roger Cook, Yorkshire Television.
Martin the spy.
Why don't you get a proper job?
I didn't fit the bill for this one, so I said to the Chinese person.
Sees the travellers. My name is Jeff.
So Martin the spy is going around.
Not go undercover.
My eyes are far too wide.
They broke his legs. Poor old
Here's a
Ling.
video of him walking on broken legs.
How are you, Ling? Oh, I'm incredibly injured. Anyway, well done. Anyway, so Martin goes around and he's doing the same thing. He's going undercover so he can get opinions from the locals that are a bit more.
Make sure he doesn't stop.
A bit more.
Start up a fast food stand.
A bit more filtered. No, you're trying to push over my cart now. I've got a license to be here. Rog, they don't give a shit. Your hot dog cart is going over. Them Turks don't give a fuck. Anyway, getting back to Gypsy Wars, and so Martin. Oh, and then it turns out
undercover tarmacker.
Blended
right in.
Martin is actually Bob's former captain. So he was actually in Sarajevo with Bob, and he again is like, we negotiate a peace between the Serbs and the Croats. This will be no problem.
So don't tell me Martin's in a caravan sending fucking Morse code back to blooming. Fuck's sake.
So anyway, so it sort of goes on like that for a while, and they interview Len, and they asked Len about well, Len, just tell us what the score is, tell us what's going on. Well, they always chuck rubbish over in the end of my garden. Look at my house, I couldn't sell my house now. And Len has no filter. Len doesn't give a shit. Len tells Captain Bob, oh no, well, I've always said there is a set of things that are going to happen if anything was to happen to me. And Colonel Bob's like, what on earth are you on about, Len? He's like, well, if anything were to happen to me, put it this way, it wouldn't be too pretty over there at the site. And he's like, no, tell me. Well, I know terrorists, I do. And Colonel Bob is not buying a fucking ounce of what fucking Len is selling.
Al-Qaeda said they come in and fuck them.
And he's like, oh, don't be so bloody stupid. No, of course you don't. I do. Who do you know? Hezbollah? Or the boys in the Lebanon? He's like, I do, actually. He's like, what are they doing? What are they doing? Just sort of sat around drinking coffee, waiting for Len from Essex to give him a bell to blow up a gypsy site. Don't be so stupid, Len. He's like, well, I do. And he's like, and I've also got firearms. And I'm like, oh, what? How?
What? How have you still got?
Oh, it's literally first thing I thought was, how the fuck is Essex Police let you keep your firearms? After that, he's like, do you know what? It's gotten so bad. If I saw
a catapult,
if I saw a caravan on fire, right, with kids in it, Jippo kids, I'd leave it. I'd let it burn. I'm like, oh my god, this is like Len means business. Len has had it.
Got no fucks.
So he's had it up to his eyeballs. And so again, we pan back to Colonel Bob, and he's there. Len's side. He's like, what we need to do is everything is a military metaphor. I'm going to try and broker a ceasefire between the two sides. Yes, and here we are. The battlegrounds are here. The front line is here. Everything's been drawn, and I am going to broker peace between the two warring factions.
The best thing about this is obviously the people listening can't see this, but he looks like a fucking colonel when he's talking.
You know,
the hands are everywhere.
The signals.
So
he's got his beret on.
So Colonel Bob goes over to see the travellers, and one of the woman who's like the spokesperson, King of the Gypsies, whatever, Queen of the Gypsies, the woman that's like the spokesperson for them. She's like, oh, come on into me caravan, come on into me caravan, Colonel Bob. And he opens the door and he goes, oh, this is lovely. Because of course it's like pristine, isn't it? And she goes, we've got a right to be here. So we've got a right to be here. And we pay council tax. And he goes, do you? Good heavens. He's like, oh, really? Yes, we do, Bob. And he's like, oh, what? Bob's obviously thinking, I had a load of ammunition before now, and now my bargaining chips have sort of gone out the door.
So all he left with was 4 dogs.
Caravan with all fucking wheels.
So
Queen of the caravans.
How they try and negotiate this piece is they get Bob, and they get Bob, who's the negotiator, and they get Len, and they get Mrs. Queen of the Gypsies into this room. And Colonel Bob is like, what I'm going to do is I'm going to let them get all their personal things out first. And they literally sit in 2 chairs opposite each other, and they're just going at each other.
Tire themselves out a little bit.
Yeah, because Bob's just like, let them get the personal stuff out of the way, and once that's said and done, I want to get down to resolving the problems. And I'm like, oh, Colonel Bob's actually half decent at this. Anyway, it takes about 30 seconds for Queen of the Gypsies to call Len Gridley a nonce. Well, you were taking videos of the little girls. I was not. I would never do that. I was simply videoing what you were doing. The girls are running around with the little dresses on. You were videoing them, weren't you? Weren't you, Len? You're terrible. I was, no. He's like, well, you lot think I'm cursed. Well, you are cursed. So there'd been like some sort of minor piece between them back along, because there'd been a picture of Len with his arm around a gypsy, the gypsy family, as in like there was some sort of like peace in the village. I think it was like a couple of days later or like a week later they died. So all the gypsies think Len is cursed. If you touch Len, you die. What we do? You are cursed, Len. You're a bad man. It's consuming you. You're the devil. You are. And he's like, I'm not the devil. You are the problem. Oh God! And
I'm not a nonce.
And what something else happens in this sort of like negotiation.
Colonel Bob's falling asleep while I was going
Colonel
on.
Bob steps in and he's like, right, no, I want to get some actionable things, and we're going to sort this out. So what they do is they take Len onto the gypsy site for a little tour round, and he's like, oh, we'll go there, yeah. And I'm thinking, fucking hell, you're a brave man, I am, after you said all that shit. I would literally watch those children burn. And he's like, oh, we'll go to the gypsy site, yes, of course.
What's that digger running next to that owl?
So Len goes to the gypsy site, and he gets to sit down with Queen Mother of the Gypsies. And they sit down and they literally quite happily, they're in there having a cup of tea, discussing a few things, and it seems to all be going well. At this time, Queen of the Gypsies goes off with Martin the Spy, right? So Martin the Spy, what he does, he wants to give her a bit of perspective as to what Len's problems are. So Len gets to see what their problems are with him and why, like, the kids running around and him hurling abuse at these traveller kids running around is not great. And he's like, look, it's a really nice place here. Yes, there's some mess outside, but realistically, look how tidy it is in here. These people, they're just trying to live, and they're only upsetting you because you're upsetting them, and it's gone on and on. And Len's like, yeah, I understand. Yeah. He's just sat there having a afternoon tea with the Gypsies, and it's all going well. However, Martin has decided to take the Queen of the Gypsies up in a helicopter, and you can imagine how that goes, because Martin's terrified of helicopters, it turns out, and he hates them. Yeah, the fucking spy Captain Martin doesn't like helicopters, and of course she's fucking terrified because I can't imagine she's ever been in a helicopter. And they go up, and Martin just says, looking at it from like an outside point of view, it does kind of look like he's rubbing her, like she's a dog and he's rubbing her nose in the shit. He's like, look at all these gas bottles there. What a mess. Look, just look down on it. God alive. I mean, just tidy it up. It's so awful. And she's getting really wild. And this whole little thing with the helicopter has not gone well. So they land the helicopter, and Queen, I'm just going to call her Queen of the Gypsies. I can't remember her name for love nor money. Queen of the Gypsies comes back to Queen Mother's house where Len is sat down having this tea. And she comes in lit. She's like, my God, of course it's all going well. But she comes in and she's like, you want me to clear up the bottles? I'm not clear, you fucking this and that. And Len's like, oh shit. It's always like, oh no. The negotiations are broke down between the Serbs and the Croats, and one of the Croats is inside the Serb lines. And it's all getting a bit hairy.
It's not looking good, Brev.
So essentially they do come to some sort of like agreement. Oh, that was the other thing that they asked Len, what's your main problems with the Gypsies? They've plumbed one of their sewer lines just straight into the stream that runs in his garden. So there's just like never-ending raw sewage. That was his main thing. He was like, yeah, they're always tooting their rooters as they go past my house. Can you stop? They need to stop tooting their rooters. I was like, that's the gayest thing I've ever heard. So they've put up a sign to say, like, please,
no tooting.
Don't tooting your hooters outside Len's house. Anyway, but obviously, as Miss Queen, the Queen of the Gypsies, come back from the helicopter ride, and he does. Colonel Bob manages to sort of calm it all down. And this is where I realised that Colonel Bob is actually, in fact, fucking useless, because he's doing a piece to camera about how it's all gone quite well. And essentially, it's all kicking off behind him. And he's just like, well, I think, we've done very well. And everyone seems to be on the same page. And there are a lot of actionable changes that are going to be happening in the very near future. And they're all I don't know what's happening, but a lot of the traveller community have come out. And I think Len is all trying to get out of the house, but not getting on. And that's where I sort of realised, I was like, what if the actual piece in Sarajevo was was actually nearly getting there during Bosnia, and then Captain Bob turned up, and the war just went on for another 6 years. You can see like fucking.
Well, I think we've made some good progress here.
You can see houses being
look at all the claymores.
shelled behind him, like orphanages burning, and he's like, I mean, you know what? We really have made some actionable changes here in Bosnia. It's all
Everyone will feel the impact.
So yeah, that's pretty much it. But I will in a minute after the break. I will find out what it's called. And
on YouTube.
Yeah, it's on YouTube. Yeah, I think it's like 45 minutes to an hour long, and I'm watching it, and I'm just like, this can't be real. This can't be real. This bloke is not wearing a beret the whole fucking time.
I think Colonel Bob should give up negotiations and become a politician.
He's probably dead
He'd
now,
fit
mate.
right in with our
Colonel
government.
Bob was big Roger Cook vibes, the whole time. Martin was a dickhead.
Did he do anything else?
Martin or
No, big.
Big Rog,
Yeah.
Colonel Bob. Who you want
Big
about?
Bob.
Big Bob, like the Colonel.
Yeah.
Oh no, he didn't really do anything else other than
shame.
just sort of like self-congratulate to himself.
No, like
fuck
any
things
other
up.
documentaries? Like, 'cause I thought
I
he'd
don't
be
think
hot on
so.
that.
I don't, but he must have, because he was very good at sort of talking to the cat. Oh, what was the other thing he did? Something like one of his how he got these negotiations in was he'd taken out a 2-page ad in the local paper of him, and it was like, I am Colonel Bob, and a very regal picture of himself on one page. On the opposing page was this statement of basically like, if this war continues between the locals and the traveller community, it is the sole fault of Len Gridley and the Queen of the Gypsy. Basically, like, if nothing happens, it's these two. I've done everything I can.
It wasn't me, please.
It's like, because they are coming to negotiate, and if nothing works, it's solely their fault. And I'm like, wow, big bet there, Colonel Bob, big bet. But yeah, really, really good. And yeah, I don't know why I was watching planning permission documentaries in the first place that led me down that rabbit hole.
You painted
But-
Len in a bad light, but he hadn't done fuck all wrong.
I know, Len has not helped his own situation, really. By
In what ways? Everything has been a retaliation to gypsies turning up in his fucking backyard.
I think the main problem is Len antagonised everything. I'm not saying that Len's completely, I'm not saying he's a fucking saint, far from it. But at the same time, he's when he said he would, he knew terrorists that were going to blow up the gypsy site upon his death if anything happens to me. Yeah, it's good. I knew about like this guy, but he's been in other like programs about Dale Farm, because whenever they're like, we're making a documentary on Dale Farm, and Len's like, don't worry, I will be the one that you want, because he's so outspoken. He's like, yeah, I'd see him burn, fuck him. Yeah, but they bulldozed Outfit down in the end, didn't they? Yeah, because it was enormous. I don't really understand, but yeah.
Len should have got some landmines for the drive-in.
You remember Jesus. Do you remember that story on about plan permission? Do you remember that story about the bloke that built a house in his straw barn? You heard about that farmer? No?
That is a smart move.
Yes.
Not in the stack of bales,
Yeah.
and then
yeah. So I didn't.
that had to come down, didn't it? In the end?
Did, yeah. I obviously in the farming community back in like the early 2000s, it was all the rage because this guy, he wanted to build a house, but he was on Greenbelt, so he couldn't. But one of his mates was like, you do know about the 4-year rule, don't you? And he's like, what's the 4-year rule? He's like, well, if you build somewhere and no one complains about it for 4 years, it's all right.
Did he hear that down the pub?
He literally did. He literally heard it down the pub.
And then did no fact checking.
And instead built a castle. It was actually a castle he built. So he used 2 big grain bins as like the turrets, and then built bricks around or stone around them. And he fucking, it wasn't even a straw barn. It was just a big stack of like hay with tarpaulin over it. And it was fake. So inside was like a building site. It was so clever. They were like, he's taking loads of home footage of it, so you can see all the early like 2000s home footage of him like they go in the secret door. Oh. But so not only does it have to be built, you have to live in it for 4 years.
Yeah, so it wasn't even a real structure.
No, the straw wasn't. No. Well,
So basically, the straw was a shell
Yeah.
to hide it while he built it on the
Yeah,
inside.
so for 4 years, his house was
You just
invisible.
said he put bricks around silos.
No. So that's
he
what
built it on the inside. So there's the straw was a hollow
Oh, no,
shell.
he just used the silos as like, well, it's just
a mould.
yeah, essentially that. He used them as a mold for his turrets that he built inside the straw stack. I can't remember the guy's name, but if you just put in castle straw planning permission, farmer on Google. It'd be the first thing that comes up. So he did this, and they had to live inside the house, inside the straw stack for like
insulation was decent.
For 4 fucking years.
They came out white as fuck because they hadn't had a son.
And then like 4 years to the day, they literally just pulled all the straw off and all the hay and the tarps. And apparently the neighbour over the road was like, came down and was like, it's amazing. It's amazing. Then of course it hit the headlines, and it was a 10-year battle he had, and he had to demolish the whole fucking. He built it himself.
Point, they should have let him keep it.
After
all that effort,
everyone was. Apparently, it's Ed Balls that was the guy, the Home Secretary of State at the time, who, because he'd taken it so far up the chain, like past the local council, it was Ed Balls, Secretary of State, who was just like, no, take it down, and that was it. But it was amazing.
Surrey farmer starts hidden castle demolition.
Yeah. He so basically what he was gonna say.
Fuck me.
Yeah, oh yeah. It's not like a little
That's proper.
Unbelievable. And that was the thing, because he said I couldn't get builders in because I couldn't trust them. Because I can't trust anyone outside of the family who's gonna live in it, who have got a vested interest in no one finding out. He said I couldn't let builders do it, so he's like, yeah, I didn't really. I'm a beef farmer, but yeah, I just had to go, and he built the whole thing himself.
So why did he? Is it because it wasn't?
It's green. He didn't have planning,
even though your 4-year rule doesn't.
That was it. He'd put planning in, but he hadn't heard back for 9 years, so he just like fucking gave up and was like, I'm going to build.
Absolutely.
But he's green belt, so and it went all the way to the highest court in the land, and they said no, and he had to fucking tear it down. Yeah. Fucking awful, really. He's like, at the end of the day, I just want a home for me and my family on the farm. And he tried everything. And it was real cunty, really, because they're like, oh, well, we can't have one rule for one and one for the other. We can't set a precedent with this. I'm like, the man has built a castle by his bare hands to house his family. Just let him have it. It was incredible. The inside, if you look at any videos of it, solid oak stairs, like, just amazing. He had like cannon ports and shit, like a proper castle.
I would have defended it.
And it wasn't just the house, it was
let's build a fucking moat.
It was the patio, the lawn, the fucking the
all
pond
inside the straw.
Everything.
The pond with the statue.
Yeah, the pond, everything. It all had to be turned back into a field. But it wasn't. It's like brownfield site now. So it's like, well, that land's still unusable.
Yeah.
So it's fucking mad, but it's such a good one. Any planning permission documentaries, can't recommend it enough, because it's always just knobheads. Apart from him, it's always like, oh, we got plan permission and we've built a mansion. We didn't know.
There's a few of those around there, I think.
Oh, dear.
Planning needs to change.
Absolutely.
I think so. I understand,
yes, there needs to be rules, because you can't just knock up a fucking house in my back garden.
I think as long as it's in keeping, if it's your land and it's viable, I think you should be allowed to do it.
Yeah, that's the thing. I was like, speaking to my mates out in America, and we were talking about plan permission, and they really couldn't get their head around it. You have like permits and stuff over there. Especially if you're building within city limits, it can be a little bit stringent. But if you're a farmer and you want to build a house in a field, they're like, well, yeah, do what you fucking want, mate.
It's a little bit different for them as well, because there is so much land over
there. That is true, yeah. And I get that. Like,
whereas if every cunt over here bought a field and put a fucking...
Oh, yeah, and that again, that makes sense.
You'd be out of a job, Reg. You'd have to go pheasant hunting.
I wouldn't be out of a job, mate. If every cunt could buy a field and build a house on it, I would be a multi-millionaire, mate. I wouldn't be doing no work. I'd be like Dave, wanking myself awake. Fucking just worrying about me smart home.
Alexa, turn the wanker machine on.
I'd be living in I'd be living in Dubai, just fucking continuously shitting on taking shits on fucking white girl influencers. That's the dream, innit? Surely. Katie Price, where you at?
Somebody's dream.
Oh dear. Right, shall we cut to a break and we'll get drink of the week, Kate?
Yeah, bastard.
Yeah. Right.
It's not Strapaparman, is it?
It's after we just polished off the Pilsney. All right. Before we got to a break, massive shout out to the sponsor of the show, the AUTOMOVER. The AUTOMOVER DVSA certified now, boys. DVSA
big in the
certified. Game. Yes. Big up to the AUTOMOVER for sponsoring the show. Yep. So I was watching something. I think it was on the Discord. Multiple people. It's now become a thing on the Discord where people send the Automover or tag him in things that they are either doing like idiots or have seen, and the Automover is just like, what are you doing, bro?
I can imagine him. It'd probably be a bit like me when you say certain things, and I just shrivel up, and I'm like, no, I can't just no.
If you have a vehicle that needs moving from A to B, whether you are selling it, whether you're buying it, whether you've got a track day coming up or an off-road event or any of the above and more, the Automover is the man for you. Unless, is it a caravan? Is it a boat? Is it a motorbike? Does it have wheels? Does it not have wheels? It's something that you have bought from the other side of the country, and it has got fucking plants growing out of it, and it's wedged in the hedge.
Or it's just a Land Rover you need moving.
Exactly. Long-term project, short-term project, brand new car, used car, whatever, it doesn't matter. The Automover's a man for you.
Professional, reliable, insured, and Reg, my favourite bit.
Live tracking. You just can't beat it. You just can't beat it. I was watching some stuff the other day of some guy who had it just seems to be every week now. I think the more I mention it, the more I see it, because the algorithm's like, hey, you like seeing
China's listening.
You like seeing vehicle transporters getting pulled over? Well, have some more of this. Constantly seeing it. Do you really want the guy that's charged you 30 quid to move it down the road? And how? It's only 5 miles away. Why is he? Oh wait, he's been pulled over by the police for not having any insurance, and the car is kind of balanced on top of a skip.
He's got half a strap on the cunt.
Do you really want to trust your pride and joy with somebody who, is moving something with an 03 plate Sprinter? Yeah, no, I wouldn't. No. I'd be looking for someone who's been doing this for years, who's been trusted with millions and millions and millions of pounds of vehicles to the date. The Automover's the man to go with.
His portfolio is incredible.
I'm going to say, some of the stuff he's moved is fantastic. You've just got to follow him on Instagram and see that, if somebody's trusting him with a £500,000 Ferrari, nothing else is going to be an issue, and you're going to get the best service.
So your wanky 322 going down the road will be absolutely fine.
It'll be fine drive. So big up to the Automover, the man for all your vehicle moving solutions. Check him out. Link in the description, link in the bio, and use ITDH in the vehicle description when applying for a quote for 10% off. 10% off. You fucking assholes. Right, we're going to cut our break. Get drinking away. We're back shortly. Love you. Bye. Right, and we're back. We got Beer of the Week. Marlon, what have we got? Who sent it to us?
We have Hawkstone Session Lager sent to us by Skippy.
Yes. Right, without any further ado, Marlon, if you could please read the marketing bullshit.
It's a bit difficult because it's silver writing on a silver label.
We've been through this before with Hawkstone.
Expertly brewed. Yeah, just shut up, Reg. Expertly brewed using British barley, harvested by hard-working British farmers, our session lager is crisp and refreshing with light undertones of lemongrass and citrus. Beer from the farm. Hard to make, easy to drink. Bosh.
Hard-working farmers, fucking tractor drivers. Right, what do we think then?
Smells a bit noncy.
We haven't done this one before, have we?
No, we haven't. I've never seen this one before.
Oh, that is citrusy.
It is, isn't it? Straight away.
God, that's pretty good actually.
I've only had the normal Hawkstone beer.
Yeah, we've had
a
that
few
one.
times.
Yeah, we weren't
not had the session.
We weren't overly
was
sold on it. Mule bought a case of it.
I really liked it.
Yeah.
It was like your Bud sort of thing. It wasn't that strong, but it was just really nice and crisp.
Definitely, the more I drink of it, the more I like it.
And if it wasn't so expensive online, I'd have the fridge stocked with it, to be honest. And the cider, because the cider's fucking lovely.
They stock it down at GSS, actually. Big up to the
GSS.
GSS.
Every time George tells me that, he's like, they got Lily's down there and Hawkstone.
Yeah.
Every time I pop in, not
sold
there.
out. Yeah. What are we saying? Because I'm a bit... I don't think I've ever had a citrusy lager.
It's a lager and lime.
It's definitely sessionable, I'll tell you that.
Yeah, lager and lime. That's it. It's not quite a...
Well, it's not a lager and lime, but
it's not
got that...
It's not a Foster's and lime, is it? It's not that like sort of punchy and artificial, but it is like, ooh.
It's not a Radler or anything like that.
No.
Strong, but
cream.
I love it.
That is really good, actually. I think they've really upped their game because
Well, you need...
I think
The
when
market
they
is
heard
so saturated.
and when they heard the first podcast, they were like, "Do you know what? The Doghouse boys are really not impressed. So they have such influence over the entire world that we're gonna need to just."
I don't think I tried my first one till like way after you reviewed it. So
Yeah.
maybe they changed the recipe on your request.
Maybe they. I mean, yeah, it wouldn't be out of the realm of possibility.
no, because we are
they
big
won't be
in the beer game.
They're not the first. They're not the first. Oh, great! Some two dickheads and their mates in a fucking shed in Somerset don't like our lager. Oh, boo hoo!
It would be nice if we had a bit more of it, Agri-Tire, but
Yeah, come on, Skippy, up your game.
yeah, there's more than just 2 people here.
There's 4 microphones. Let's go.
It is really good. That aftertaste as well is banging.
Yeah.
But Marlon's thinking this is one of very few beers that I've had on here that I think, do you know what? I really could have done with an entire bottle.
It's really good.
It is really good, isn't it? We've had a few real bangers recently. But to be fair, shout out to Skippy. He's done 2 in a row that are fucking shit hot. Oh, that's so nice. Oh no, LWC don't stock it, do they? We've already been through this.
No.
Do you reckon? Oh, shall I have a look? They might stock it by now.
Is it easy to get through like different distributors?
no.
Or do you have to
They
get
only
it
deal
direct
with
from
certain
them?
companies.
It's
but
weird. I'm
the
going
politics in it must be mad.
Moving mad, Brev. Surely they'll have to stock it at some point.
Was
But
it
I
how
don't-
much a bottle was it when you go up
Is it
there?
about
Marlon?
£2 a bottle? isn't it? Something
No,
like
we
that?
were buying it in pints.
Ah.
Because there at the farm shop, there's a bar. And then at the pub, there is a bar. It was £6.5.
Have a look.
It's kind of what you'd expect.
Yeah.
Do they stock it? Do they? No.
And they do serve it at about 10 o'clock in the morning.
I went out there once. The queue to get in the shop was ridiculous, but it had like a makeshift tent outside selling stuff, so we got a tea towel from there.
Nice.
And then went down the farm shop down the road.
Oh, so Matthew Clark have it. Oh, it's not cheap. Oh my god, it's not cheap. So a 50-litre keg, is that ex-VAT or including VAT? Hang on. 2 seconds, ladies and gentlemen. I'm just looking at something. I'm guessing that includes VAT. It's 166 quid for a 50-litre keg. So
Jesus.
you are up around... That's not far off Asahi money.
Ah.
And
So
Asahi's
what's
big,
your normal
but-
stuff, like 120?
Yeah, so like Foster's used to run you about 100 quid, just over 100 quid
That's
for a
'cause it's
Foster's.
shit.
I mean,
What
yeah,
do you-
but so is your
And what do you
Budweiser-
say Thatcher's?
Amstel.
Thatcher's was like
about-
80?
oh no, Thatcher's like including VAT. Thatcher's about 110, I think,
Okay.
and then your Amstel's like 140, 135 ish.
This is like proper premium beer.
Yeah, but that's the thing. If you're paying for a niche kind of sort of craft, I wouldn't say. I wouldn't
Is
go
they're
as far as-
all in their own kegs as well. They're all Hawkston branded kegs.
Oh, do you get to keep them?
Technically, no.
are they actually Hawkston branded? Are they?
Yeah.
I've not seen them.
I don't like
Um,
paying much more than, well, any over £2 a bottle, to be fair, when I'm buying stuff.
Yeah, what's the what are we paying for that? Oh, it's a gas cylinder. That's not that. That's a gas cylinder. Yeah, no, I don't know what the I think I want to say that Amstel's probably like 140,
What's the
145 a keg, and that's 166. But yeah, no. To be fair, like, is that nice? Is that 20 for 50 litres? 20 quid? What's that? Fucking
Right.
50 pence a litre more.
Alright.
So you're 25 pence a pint, roughly. This is fucking boy maths here, but 25 pence a pint
1
more.
+ 1 is 2?
Quick maths. Yeah, I'd say it's worth it.
By the keg, it's worth it. How much are the bottles each, though? Because
Well, I've never seen
they're only
it.
$3.30, so I
these
go
were
off
not
what
in the shop.
Coronas go off on offer in Tesco. You usually get, what, like a 12 case for like £9?
But yeah.
I don't like paying much more than that, to be honest.
So Hawkston Session Lager, 330ml, direct from Hawkston, and that is a case of, oh my god.
How many?
So a case of 6 is 15 quid.
Fuck.
A case of 12 is 25, and a case of 24 is 45. So you're
Fuck.
just...
Is that including postage or 25 plus postage for 12?
You can become
bottles?
a Hawkstonian, which I assume is some sort of bullshit
Subscription.
service, just like every
Yeah.
other company wants you to do nowadays. Free delivery on orders over 40 quid. So if you buy the
Fuck.
24 case, it's free delivery. So that makes it just under £2 a bottle. Is it? Here, what were you saying that Corona was?
Corona's like usually when it's on offer in Tesco, £9 for 12 bottles in it.
Yeah,
So if you're
Is it
paying
dub-
24 quid for 12 bottles, that's
double over.
that
double.
isn't worth it to have at home. Because
No.
not everyone has the facilities for a keg.
No, not many people are stupid enough either. But
They have the hedgerow back on the site.
do they?
Oh.
So I think we might have to do a little order.
I
don't mind
Shut
buying
them,
enough
Matthew.
bulk that it makes sense.
To be fair-
I'll happily spend. I'll drop £100 if it brings the price down.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
I like
everything's
value.
Everything's an economy of scale, is
Yeah.
it not? But to be fair, that's the first lager we've tried where we've actually gone, shall we get a keg of this on tap? Is it not?
No, I think you're right there.
Of all the things we've tried over the last 4 years, I think that's the only one we've ever gone, God, should we buy a fucking keg of that? No, I can't fucking buy it, but there you go. Right, where are we at? I'm on a 5.
Yeah, I'm at a 5. That's banging.
It's an easy 5 all day long.
6.
Oh! It's the perfect 5. It's the perfect 5. Jesus, Mary, Mother of God. Well, that's 5 out of 5 for Hawkston Session Lager. Well done, Skippy. It's a first. It's a
Huge, beautiful.
It's a first for the show. Right. Before we get back into it, a massive shout out to the sponsor of this episode, which is the Rutland Drainage Group. Marlon, have you got some poo puns ready? So big up to the Rutland Drainage Group for sponsoring the show. Listen up, guys. I know housing market is sort of slowed down
It's a bit shit.
Slowed down a bit. It's a little bit shit, which is not great for people like us who own houses that aren't going anywhere, but it's great for people like yourselves who are looking at moving into the property market, first time buyers and whatnot. Even if you're not first time buyers, but if you're just moving house, if you're looking at buying somewhere, if you're thinking, oh, I'm going to get off the estate and buy somewhere out in the country, and you're not on the main sewage system,
That's proper shit.
Yeah, it's going down the drain, isn't it?
Absolutely.
The main thing you need to be wary of with places that you're buying off of the main sewage line is what, Marlon?
They have septic tanks, Reg.
Septic tanks or
Because they're-
sewage treatment plants nowadays.
Wow,
Yeah.
all right. It's right.
Yeah, everything. Yeah, there was all types. But if you don't have the right things, inspections done, you can be landed with an enormous bill.
And the fines as well.
Don't do what the travellers
If
did
that
and
shit
ditch it
gets
into
out-
Lynn Stream
Don't
in the back
put
of
it-
his
don't-
garden.
Don't do
fuck's
that.
sake.
The EA are going to come for you. When the EA come for you, you're on the list. You're never off the EA's list. If you don't stick your head above the pulpit. What you want to do is get in touch with the Rutland Drainage Group. If you have a sewage system or a septic tank or anything of the like, if you're looking to buy or sell, if you're on a buyer's end, you want to have that inspected. The amount of money you can save is in the tens of thousands.
You don't want to end up in the crap.
Do you have any idea how much?
The top of my dad's garden gets a bit soggy when the septic tank overfills.
You've got one of those naughty soakaways, maybe.
I don't know. Our parents share the tank.
Oh, do they?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know
Shared.
that. So we've got a shared poo facility. That's great.
That is a shit situation.
So don't be like us. Get in touch with the Rutland Drainage Group. If whether you've got a problem with your current septic system or whether you've got a problem with whether you're looking at buying a house or selling a house, you need to have it inspected.
It's no fecal matter.
What is going to happen? If the problem is if you're selling a house and you've got a septic tank or some sort of sewage treatment system,
Don't want to piss it down the drain.
can I get this ad read out? I respect the puns, Marlon. I respect the puns, but I'm trying to pay the fucking bills here. All right.
Marlon, stop being a crap cunt,
Right.
right?
Sam knows I'm full of shit.
Marlon's selling it to me.
If you sell a house, the thing is you're gonna have a survey done on the place by the potential buyer, and the guy that's doing the survey might look at the septic tank system and go,
Shit.
"Oh, that's out of spec. You're a cunt. You're a cunt. That's out of spec." And he's gonna tell the buyer, "Oh, that's gonna be eyeball it, 20 grand.
Looks like a shithole.
That's gonna be 20
It's going
grand."
to cost a shitload.
Have you seen that fucking video of Shane Gillis and his mates doing a podcast and they're just trying to do one ad read and everyone else is doing exactly what you're doing?
I'm not being funny, Reg, but having him was a crap idea, wasn't it?
Your surveyor is going to tell you it's going to be like 20 grand to fix that. And so they're going to turn around to the estate agent and say it's going to be 20 grand to fix that. And the estate agent's going to turn around to you and go, we're going to have to knock 20 grand off the price.
You're going to go, oh, shit.
So you don't want to be doing that. You want to get in touch with the Rutland Drainage Group and be like, hey, look, before we come to sell this place, can you just assess this? And they go, oh, fuck me, mate. It's not going to be like digging up the whole garden, spending 20 grand. It's going to be like a couple £100. All we need to do is replace that pipe. There's that there and this here. The guys specialize in this. So don't listen to any surveyors or what your estate agent reckons. No.
Because he's full of shit.
They cover everything from small scale repairs, surveys, all the way up to large plant installs for multi-million-pound companies installing it for hundreds of people. If you've got a farm and you're currently on the big concrete hype like I am, if you're looking at silage effluent tanks or anything like that, oil separators, if it's bunded and it needs to go in underground, overground, shitting free, get in touch with the Rutland Drainage Group. The guys can save you thousands, and they have some of the cheapest bunded tanks
and it's
in
no
the
crap
country.
Either.
Big, I'm going to call it done there. All right, that would have been about a 2 minute
stall. Get on this deal.
Oh, Sam, it's your own doing. I texted you saying, what do you want in the ad read? And you said, wing it, buh. So there you go. Right. That would have been a 2 minute ad read, but you have just dragged it out with your never ending puns. Right. Big up to the Rutland Drainage Group. Thank you for sponsoring the episode. Check them out with the link in the description, link in the bio. Right.
They also provide a no shit guarantee.
Thank you. Yep. Okay. Right. You done? You got any more? Anyone else? No? Right. Can we move on with the show? Fuck me. I wanted to bring up something, and it's not just me telling a long story for half an hour, for once. Found a new thing on Instagram. My algorithm is just feeding me this thing that it just brings me never-ending joy. It's
big booty Latinas.
No sé yeah. I
was watching some of them earlier. It was very interesting.
It was a documentary.
She had a fat ass,
it was on their mating rituals, actually. No, it's feeding me women that have got fuck all else better to do with their lives other than have a go at DIYing their own house.
Oh, I was going to say Etsy shops.
But it is similar. It's similar. It's like, right, so my name's Jade, and today I'm going to be
hanging off this cupboard upside down.
Have you come across Wood Bunny?
No.
Oh,
what?
Well, she's one. She's
let's have a look.
OnlyFans girl, but like
she's a chippy.
Yeah.
Oh, but
she makes shopping boards for Instagram.
Right, yeah.
But in bikinis in her
I love it. The moment Dave mentioned that, my co-host and Keith have immediately got their phones up like, OnlyFans? Carpentry? Has she got...
I ain't got the fucking money for OnlyFans. I've got too many fucking CSA payments.
Oh, you don't need that. All you need to do is copy their username, put it into Google, and then go leaked afterwards. So you don't need to pay for it. Fuck that. I ain't giving them any money.
Spunko!
Oh, my God, alive. Yeah, so... I'm loving it because it's terrifying to watch, right? There was this woman, she had a tiled floor and she was like, I'm getting really bored of my brown tiles, so what I'm going to do is paint them. I was like, oh God, no. And I'm all in for it now. I am absolutely down a rabbit hole.
Did every shot of camera have her bent over with her ass on show or down her top?
Yeah, that's it. Yeah,
it's like they know what they're doing.
Yeah, what's that girl that's building the MX-5? You seen that one? She keeps cropping up.
Oh, the one with the big ass titties.
Yeah, I can't remember. Is it Laura or Lauren or something? I mean, she's obviously doing fucking well. YouTube, Instagram, and everything. I get the grind, man. I respect it. But what is that? That's her. Yeah, that's the one. Yeah.
Oh, why are you not showing everyone else?
Share the love, man.
Yeah, that's the one I was thinking of.
Yeah. She's rebuilding some rotten BMW all the
that's
time.
it. Yeah.
I mean,
I was like clapped out piece of shit.
And I get it. I understand. I get what she's doing. But like every shot, gym leggings, just like, you're like, right.
That MX-5's wings have got as much filler as her mouth.
Fucking hell, Spunky. We get so not gonna get cancelled, but we're gonna have a hate mob at some point. I'm loving it. Just watching women.
Shag's got a new welding mask.
I can't see. You got a pedo screen on. One of those screen protectors that's black from the side.
That's the
so
one.
your missus can't
I'm getting the
word. My missus told me if I ever get one of those, she's fucking divorcing me.
That's when you're browsing on big booty Latinas, isn't it?
No, you just look at them. Have some balls.
No, I'm not.
Nothing I'm ever doing on my phone is that valuable that I need one of those.
No, I'm looking at expensive shit that I can't afford.
She knows what she's doing.
Absolutely.
Boys, I'm coming to you
How
with...
many million subscribers has she got?
No idea. Should have a look.
The one, I tell you what, is one car OnlyFans girl that I am fucking all in for. I don't subscribe to OnlyFans because I'm a tight cunt, but she is from, I think she's from Devon, I want to say, like down that way. She's got an NSX.
Ooh. Early or new?
early NSX, and I don't know what else she has.
Does she like custard?
Pardon?
Does she like custard?
What do you mean she like custard?
From Devon.
Oh, man, that was one niche fucking joke you pulled there. Fucking. No, but she's like, she's got like, I can't remember her name. She's got blue hair. Oh, it's
Bit screechy.
hang on. No, I know. I could fucking.
Not off. Not search for any other.
I wanted to say. I keep wanting to say pugs, but it's not. No, that's it. Oh no, how is it? Wait, the listeners, Mama Plugs. Yes, right. So she's this blue-haired OnlyFans girl, and she's got an NSX.
Mine's just filled with fucking. Big
I know. It's all it
bitches.
is. Yeah, she's got a pink. She's wrapped it pink. Oh, I don't know if she wrapped it or sprayed it. I don't know, but whatever. And I'm like,
That is a fat ass, son.
she's some.
Oh
fucking-
Jesus.
Yeah, no, she's got. I think she's got an NSX and she's got something else. I don't know, but I'm all involved in the build,
got a
man. I'm
Supra,
loving
mate.
it. She got a Supra.
Yeah.
Get on. Yeah, that's
But the NSX is
yeah. She's,
fucking pink.
yeah, I don't know if she wrapped it or sprayed it, but yeah.
I hope she didn't spray that.
Well, that's her car. She do what she
And she
fucking
got Challenger, old Challenger. Looking at that.
Anyway, let's stop.
Some
Let's stop
wanky Porsche.
simping hard for OnlyFans girls.
No, that NSX is wank. It's fucking horrible.
Why you got to be so like potential guest here, Marlon, and you're just like burning the show down? Fuck it.
I'll tell her that if she.
Yeah, to be fair.
what? It's fucking like it's baby pink. It's fucking horrible.
Boys, I'm come to you in my hour. I've come to you in my hour of need.
I wouldn't.
So as we were discussing earlier about the wife's C1, the wife's C1 is not long for this world. I've finally talked her into buying another vehicle. Do you have any recommendations?
A V8 Audi.
Yeah, thank you.
No,
Keith.
something good, Keith.
Well, you've mentioned before that you'd like something like a
Give her a nice 320.
Mercedes, like what's the small hatchback one? The A class.
A class.
AMG diesel that shouldn't be an AMG.
Oh,
or something.
the diesel, which has got the 25-year-old
I've
1.5 DCI French engine in.
Although sure,
from
I
the
think that'd
Clios.
suit her, but there's potential. There's potential talk
You said
of
you
us-
wanted a wanky 110, didn't you?
No.
Or did you try talking into a 130 brand new Defender?
That's the one. Yeah. Well, cut this sort of deal where it's like, do you know what? If we want to buy a car, we will come to some sort of
Mutual
some sort of
arrangement.
middle ground where I get exactly what I want and you pay for half of it.
Yeah.
And the other side of things is if you want whatever and we can't agree, you just buy what you want. I think she wants like a T-Rock or something.
Oh no.
Oh, I know, cringe.
Yeah, but it's proper white girl stuff. That is like it's an SUV crossover.
Brev, it is white
The
girl with-
T-Rocks are even like they're so small. They don't
narrow.
need to be a crossover. They don't need to be up. They look a bit like a crossover to please people because everyone thinks that everyone needs SUVs.
Thank you.
Oh, I want my car to use more fuel, handle worse, use more raw materials, and cost more than a fucking normal car.
All white women want a 4x4, but they don't want the price tag that comes with the 4x4 or the maintenance. They want something that looks like a 4x4 and gives the illusion to all of their other white girl friends that it is a 4x4, when in fact it's fucking not. It's just some bloated piece of shit hatchback that...
It shouldn't. as
My
they
missus
always
really
do.
wants a brand new Tiguan, but there's none for $5,000 on Auto Trader. Weird that.
Me and Chief are literally in this at the minute.
And you can get the old shape one, like our line, that has like the
That's
nice interior.
literally- yeah.
Oh no, I don't like the rear lights on that one. I was like, well, you can't afford the fucking nice one, can you?
I was like, right, this is the budget. Yes, it needs to be fucking petrol because you do like 4 miles a day. So you can't have a DPF car.
Yeah.
And there's no point in you having a DPF car. So we need like a 2-litre petrol. Or if you want to bump it up a little bit, we get the new 1.5 TSI. Well, I don't like the look of the non-painted bumpers. Fine. So we go a little bit earlier and get the R-Line in a 2-litre.
Oh, I'd rather have a car that's 5 years older, a bit more mileage, but is the top spec.
Yes.
Yeah,
all
yeah,
day
yeah.
long. I've always had the facelift of something or the top spec, but a bit older because
Yeah,
that's what I value.
Yeah, that's
Like,
it. DSG, low mileage. There's quite a few of them out. Well, I don't like that one. Well, why don't you like that one? Well, the bloke's name that he's selling it, it's got like...
You leave Abdul's
it's got-
Motor
it's-
Company alone.
It's got Vits in it, and I don't like it.
Oh,
Fine,
another Mohammed selling something.
Yeah. To be fair, never buy a car out of Birmingham.
It's got stage 2 Bradford, mate.
I got my Audi from Bradford.
No, you didn't.
Yeah.
You mad cunt.
Good car, that. Until the ECU broke and then couldn't get it repaired.
Do you have to take the fucking Kleenex off the parcel shelf and the beaded seat cover off, like?
Still had the meter in the cunt.
I'm going to say still had the fixing holes for the meter. Oh, big up to the boss, man. I don't know. I want a 130 Defender. That's like not like
new shape.
But what do you want before 2028?
No, I was gonna.
He's got a good point.
I was gonna buy approved used, man. I was gonna get an approved used one. It was either that or that I really like for my sins the new Touareg. There's one up the road and it's black.
Touaregs are
all black,
lovely.
stealthed out, and he's got like blue calipers, and it just looks the fucking tits. But
then that is way too big for your missus.
Well, this is what she keeps
It won't fit on
whittering
the.
on
It won't
about.
fit on the drive very well, will it?
Yeah, well,
Not without
For
rounding the
all
corners
the
off
time
it.
that she's driving it around, you're putting around too much weight and size, using too much fuel.
Can you stop coming
Have
at
you
me with
looked at-
logic and sense,
Like,
please?
what
I
you-
thought I
what
was
you want?
I thought I was among friends in
is
this bar.
a sporty saloon or a
Or
steak?
a V8.
Like an SQ5.
No.
Q5s are pointless. Anything,
SQ5.
It's steak
no.
car.
Anything,
fucking love an
anything
estate.
under a Q7 is a car, and cars are pointless. Okay, so right, let's.
Well, if you're getting a 7, you just well get an SQ8.
I forgot they do the Q8s.
Oh, daddy.
E60 M5.
No, I was thinking more along the lines of an E-Class, like an E-Class.
I've never been a massive fan of Mercedes. To be
No,
honest.
I hate them.
I was
I
thinking.
don't like their new silly fucking screen dashes.
I
I don't like the people that buy them.
E63, like E63 coupe, not coupe, estate. They do an estate E63. You must do.
Yeah,
But you
Well,
have
they used
like
to.
the running costs on that are far worse than a 130 Defender.
Really?
Well,
Mule
yeah,
was trying to tell me that they're bad.
I expect the brakes on that would be a fair amount.
Yeah,
Because
a few years ago I remember doing like front discs.
I just have them
and
refaced, fuck
pads, and nobody refaces anything anymore, Reg.
I do.
It's not the fucking 70s.
Put it on the mill.
I want to say this discs and pads were like $2,500.
were they carbon ceramics on the E63s?
I want to. They were something funky because
like
we
the,
could
the
only buy them
M5s are
from
all
Merck.
like 2 to 4 grand for brake
Yeah.
discs and pads.
Well, it needs to be something in the middle. Like, I don't need like a AMG or an R line or anything like. It needs. If I'm going to convince her of it, it needs to look much like yours, Keith. A sleeper, an unassuming vehicle. Like I've said before, I'd like an RS6, but I'd have
Buy
to
the Passat.
But I'd have to ring the dealership and say, look, can you take the RS6 badges off, and can you take the just put a 1.9 fucking TDI badge on the back?
To be fair, like
It's your
the
face,
newer,
isn't it?
the
Yeah,
newer
fuck-
Passat R lines, they're nice.
Gorgeous. Absolutely stunning. Or like a Phaeton.
They don't. They
Or
don't
that-
still do the Phaeton.
No,
do they?
no,
So
the-
you've
the
got to go quite old.
Arteon.
Arteon.
Oh, the
that's it.
Arteon CC.
Yeah, the coupe version.
Yeah,
coupe.
they're nice.
In gold.
Arteon CC R line, they're very.
I really, really want a gold
But
one.
they're quite pointless.
And they're quite big.
I'm
for
saying
what
it.
they are.
V90 estate. I like. Yes.
Volvos.
Yeah, Mule was very, very angry at me when I mentioned this because he really wanted one and didn't buy one for some reason because he's gay. So why didn't you buy it?
V90 estates. They look.
They're
brilliant.
an absolute slab, aren't they? They are.
I don't know when did they swap over to looking good.
I want to say it's like 2012 ish.
Yeah, so you can pick one up with like age and mileage for a good price now.
Yeah, like, I wouldn't. I don't mind spending the money. It's got to be right. But I'd like an XC90, but everyone's told me to stay away from them.
But
They're all right.
the SUV,
Really?
they do the
Yeah.
XC30, which is a bit
Mule's
too
been
small.
like, don't buy one of those, Reg.
I thought they were right.
With the 2.4 in.
I'd like a white one.
What's the
white
one down
leather.
from that? Is it the XC50 or 70?
XC60. Again, well, this is just another
The
Q.
60 looks alright, but then
Just
the
another
one
Q5 and it's pointless.
yeah.
Q5, Q2, Q3. No, not interested.
And what's the point in the Q3?
What's the point in the Q2, mate? Like the Q.
Well, it's the same as the T-Rock. It's just
That's probably
it's-
what it is. You're right.
it's-
we think people want this. We'll
It's a
make
badged Vauxhall Mocha, basically.
Oh, bro.
Oh, brother.
That's what that is.
Oh.
Just
that's
put
what
in
that
a Zafira GSI and have a couple
Pad
of
by
kids.
fairy dust.
To be fair, you do that for the meme, surely.
Yeah.
Like, just fucking do it for the meme.
Whilst
Like,
we're on the subject of Volvo, their like CEO came out a while ago and said that we'll be fully electric by 2030. Can you remember that happening?
Yeah,
they were
I
one of
think
the first companies.
Yeah, quite a few of them did
And
it after, didn't they?
They've had to backtrack on that now.
No,
And they've said
really?
that might be unachievable because they've realised that the population of Europe don't really want full EVs.
No, they
and they're
don't.
not selling like they thought they would.
They're really
because
not.
they haven't put the
wild.
infrastructure in for them.
Nobody gave a shit.
No,
really.
And I know we're moving with the times, but a plug-in hybrid is a much better thing than a fucking
Absolutely.
full EV.
Absolutely.
And they haven't really
China's
realised
the problem,
that.
not us, all right?
They're on about taxing these BYDs something
Yeah,
fierce,
yeah,
aren't
because
they?
China can make like those EV cars for about
Stupidly
$5,000.
cheap. Yeah, and they're pushing them over here at really cheap and destroying the market.
But
the
it's
EV market
slightly
over here.
state funded. So the
course
European
it is.
Union are
What-
complaining that it's unfair because it's state funded. But
Yeah.
what happens in 5 years when Volkswagen go bust because no one's buying the fucking shitty EVs that they're going to be forced to sell?
Yeah.
And then that'll be bailed out.
Haven't they shut down like one of their plants?
Yeah.
They have. They're like electric plant. They've like mothballed it because they're just not selling the vehicles they thought they were.
Nobody fucking wants them.
When was the last time you
goal of
saw an
going all
ID3?
EV is fucking bullshit.
Well, it is. It's fucking. This is the thing. I remember when the Honda E came out, and I was Honda E. I was so keen to buy one, and when we were in Prague, we were looking at them, weren't we? And they were like 40,
So what, they come out for about 40 grand. You can pick them up for about 12 now. with
40
fuck all
grand, and they're
mileage.
like a year, 2 years old with 7,000 miles. You can pick them up for 11 grand.
Yeah.
Which is insane. We've never seen depreciation like it, like we have with
Because
electric
they're
cars.
completely
The residual,
throwaway.
there's no. That's the thing. You're absolutely right. There is no residual value
Yeah,
because
it's the used market that's dictating the new market.
yeah, because if
No one
there's,
wants to actually own an EV. Everyone wants to lease one for 3 years and chop it in. No one's buying a 3-year-old EV with, that battery, if that goes
you hit
wrong.
the fucking
That's it.
you hit the nail on the head.
I've paid 20, 25 grand for this EV SUV. If that battery goes, that's a 13 grand bill. No one wants that.
Like you say, it's not even.
You can't.
It's an asset.
like
it's an
a
asset that
fucking-
depreciates to zero.
Yeah.
It's not
Yeah.
like an asset. Like
You can't change the engine in it because if you buy a second-hand battery block, it's in the same fucking condition.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If
It's
you were
throwaway.
If you were to look at the depreciation curve of a normal car, it would do this like sort of like very steep at the in the
Very
first 3
steep
years, and
after
then
it
it
goes
will
off the
and then it will
forecourt.
sort of plateau off,
Yeah.
and it'll hit a bottom line where it.
And then depending what manufacturer it is, it will be at different levels, or it might
that's
go
what I mean.
up a
Eventually,
little
it'll
bit.
get a solid 500 quid on marketplace.
Yeah, and then it'll do that, and then after 20 years, it'll start to go back up again.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But like with electric cars, it is just a complete. What do they call it? Is it a linear algorithm? No. What do
Yeah,
they,
well, a linear curve.
yeah, it's just
Straight down.
straight down, not even diagonal, not one for one. It's just like after
Fucking
like
vertical.
after 10 years, it is worthless.
If
Like,
governments
Absolutely.
really cared about the planet, they'd be preaching, keep hold of your car, buy used,
yeah,
keep your car on the road.
but they can't say that because it'll
No.
crash the car economy.
Invest in
yeah. But
hydrogen.
the car economy is going to fucking go tits up at some point because when the laws change, we have to switch over.
I don't think the laws will change.
They're never going to change.
I don't think they
Do you reckon
will.
they'll get pushed back?
Of course they will. They've already. I mean, I think
You gotta think of it
we've
now. If we-
already pushed back some of our laws.
Yeah.
Imagine if they force everyone to say, right, you got to buy electric cars. People can't afford it. The infrastructure's not there. They can't fucking support it. Who's going to buy it? I'm not going to fucking buy it. So I don't have a car. Fuck it. I'll walk to work. They're not going to get the money for the tax. They're not going to get money from this. They're not going to get money from that.
Well,
so
they're
Absolutely.
changing like car tax soon. That's
Well,
why
they
pay per
s-
mile's coming out because
I'm not paying per mile. They can fuck themselves.
yeah, but that's the only way it can be fair because otherwise they're losing out on billions a year now because more people are going to EVs that don't pay road tax because that's
Yeah.
you don't pay tax. But the more that keeps happening, the less people are paying road tax.
That's it. They're not
So
getting the
they're
revenue
losing
from
so
the tax.
much
They're
money,
not getting the revenue from the fuel.
and they can't just turn around and be like, "Oh yeah, that car that we promised that you wouldn't pay tax for, so you would buy it." And like 5 years ago, we're now taxing you on.
They are doing that.
So
aren't
they're
they?
gonna-
We were
they're
on about
gonna-
this in the pub the other day. This
They're
is
going to go to
pub
pay
talk.
per mile, which is sort of fair because the only other option is to
Put mini escorts in
up
credit.
people's taxes for people who
Put a drill on the
still
end. Put a drill on the end of that cunt.
for people who still pay tax on cars that drive older petrol or diesels. Keep up in their tax until they're all off the road.
Yeah.
But that model doesn't work because the last person driving a diesel car will be paying £350 billion a year on tax. So that model can't work.
To be fair, it is. So what we've derived from this is the fact that the current car tax system is one big Ponzi scheme where the first people. It's a reverse Ponzi scheme because the first people are the ones that lose all the money, and the ones that come in last into the scheme, are doing really well.
It's all really fucked and hard to know what to do with.
What really fucks me off is this whole supercar tax thing that's come in. So if you buy a car brand new over a certain value, your first year's tax is like £2,000 road tax.
When I bought the Range Rover SVI, it was like, I think it was like $2,500 initially, but straight on the road.
My old man's V8. He was like, "Do you know what the tax is on that?" I was like, "No." It was like nearly £3,000. I was like, "What?" He's like, "Over a certain value, the government are like, oh, you've got money. Let me have some. Everything you do, the government's like this."
Yeah.
There's also luxury car tax. I think anything over 40 grand has luxury car tax on as well.
But that's not even a luxury car anymore.
Not
that
for commercial, Shag.
A new fucking Passat.
Why is the cheapest car in the UK for sale at the moment?
And that's not a luxury car. That is like a business car.
Am I right in thinking that road tax is there to obviously offset the cost for road repairs and keeping our roads maintained?
I don't.
Road
that's
tax
obviously a part of
is an emissions tax.
Yeah.
It's not to repair the roads.
So Greta Thunberg can fly around the world on a fucking private jet preaching about shit. Yeah, I get charged almost £500 a year.
You got it.
To park my car on the fucking drive for 2 weeks and then use it every other weekend.
That's the one. Yeah.
Nice one.
But we're already getting charged tax on the miles we drive because of the fuel duty.
Yeah.
But it's because people are buying EVs and charging at home, they're not paying tax on the miles they drive or to drive at all. So what do you do if you're the government, though? Like, do you charge people...
keep tax for combustion engines the way it is and charge the fucking EV cunts the money.
But then they're going back on all the promises that they sold those EVs on.
They were going to do that anyway.
That's what they always do. They'll piss people off either way. They either offset the tax and charge petrol and diesel more, or they pay per mile, or they charge EVs. Either way, they'll piss a massive group of people off and they can't really win.
Right.
Well, I'll tell you what, Marlon, I want to get my money's worth out. I'm going to straight pipe that cunt, cut the cats out, right? And that'll go in for 1 day of the year. That's MOT day. Fuck them.
Roger, I'll get the welder fired up.
So the cheapest car in the UK at the moment is the Dacia Sandero.
No fucking way.
£13,795. Which is pretty wild thinking about. I remember... My friend Dad
brand spanking new.
Yeah, but
5-year warranty.
Yeah,
if you really cared about the planet, you'd buy one of those. It's cheap and it probably lasts quite a long time.
Fuck me, it's all old.
Be cheap to repair. Yes,
old engine,
5-year-old Renault.
What's that? 35 quid a year to tax as well.
I don't actually know.
Would be a lot. 20 quid probably.
A new petrol engines are so energy efficient.
Yeah,
you can't really beat them. And then when you mix that with the plug-in hybrid that you can do 50 miles for free.
So
that's where we should be going.
So this is the Auto Express review of the Dacia Sandero. Positive points are the cabin quality, better to drive, better than what? I don't know.
Better than nothing, I suppose. It's better than fucking walking, isn't it?
Just says it's better to drive, mate, innit?
The early ones were really, really plasticky and nasty.
It says price, the jerky power delivery on TCE. Marlon, over to you. What is that? TC small e, I don't know, traction control. I don't know. Cabin noise, and it has a 2-star Euro NCAP rating.
Really?
I can't believe you're allowed to sell those fucking things in this country.
We're still NCAP rated.
I didn't know everything wasn't a 5 anymore.
Yeah.
Fucking hell.
But it's 13 grand brand new. What more do you want?
I don't
to
have
keep me legs if I crash.
No. You should have seen
we got to pay an extra
in the
10 grand for that
last weekend. Jesus Christ, the crumple zone was his face.
Yes. I don't know. Don't really know much about that. Other than that, it doesn't say. Our engine driving performance. Oh God, I've gone into a fucking wormhole here of Auto Express, which I didn't want to involve myself in, to be honest. But yeah, I mean, the worrying thing is that 10 years ago, 10 longer than that, really years ago now, when I was at college, a friend of mine had a Nissan Pixo. Remember those? Those really small, smaller than a note,
tiny little
things, and you could buy one of those for about £8,000 brand new. $8,000, and that was that long ago. And now it's nearly double the price to buy the cheapest new car in the UK. So it shows you, like, you know, how far the bottom's
Still not
come up.
bad though.
It's not bad, but it shows you how far the bottom has come up.
Yeah,
You know what I
with
mean?
the inflation.
how far the baseline's come up, because like,
Yeah, but if you compare house prices to 14 years ago, then it'll be much better than that.
oh my god, don't yeah.
Let's not go down that rabbit hole.
Shame the fucking wages haven't gone up as well, isn't it?
Yeah, fucking hell, Jesus.
A brand new Passat, base model, nothing,
Yeah.
is 38 grand.
Fucking hell.
Bloody hell.
So have a look at
That's just like a Volkswagen Passat. It's just your middle of the road estate car for people.
This isn't even an estate. This is a normal 4-door saloon.
Fucking hell.
what are those? I was interested to know what the new. I used to know what the Range Rover started at. I don't know what they start at now.
Too much.
They've got to be over. Start from 104.
Fuck.
Oh, for the Range
just for a
Rover,
normal.
Just for I don't even know what that would get you. I mean, to be fair, like
I think that the base models are still quite good.
yeah, I'd imagine it still comes with a lot. But the annoying thing
I
about
don't think you get the massage seats for that.
that's what I mean. Imagine buying a car for $104,000, and they're like, oh no, sorry, this one doesn't come with the deployable side steps. I'll be like, of course I want the deployable, for fuck's sake.
But
No, you
nowadays,
don't want
because
the
everything's
deployable,
done
because
through
on
your
a Land Rover, the deployable steps fail
Seize up, yeah.
all the time.
but because everything's done on a touchscreen now, you don't have the empty buttons on the dash to make you feel poor. Which you get with every base model.
Yeah, you've just got to pay a subscription, or otherwise you're fucking.
That backfired for BMW, didn't it?
Didn't it ever? Shit! Didn't the EU brought in, or was it? No, I think it was America actually. Sorry,
I can't remember who it was.
It was either America or the EU. One of them brought in legislation that was like, you cannot charge subscriptions on
for
top
hardware that they've actually got in their vehicle. It's fucking
because I think
ridiculous.
Tesla were going down that same road as well.
Yeah.
And then, they obviously for the autopilot, I think obviously there is a lot of back end stuff
like
that goes
server based stuff
Of
that you
course.
can sort of understand. But for
Yeah.
heated seats in your car,
Yeah, it's
No, you
It's
can't
ridiculous.
charge for that.
no.
Because somebody would
Well,
make something.
CarPlay on most things is ridiculous.
what?
Like to have on my Transporter, the head unit could do CarPlay, but you had to have it activated by Volkswagen, and that would cost about 500 quid or something stupid.
What?
But on the forums, there's someone who you download some app on your computer where they can remote control your computer. So they remote control it, put something onto the SD card, you put the SD card into your head unit, and I got CarPlay for 80 quid.
Nice. Well,
But-
anything that fucks over the man, I'm
Yeah.
all for.
The same thing can be developed for everything software based because
Yeah.
somebody will
Somebody
write
has
code.
done it, so somebody else can do
Yeah.
it.
Yeah.
Yeah. I was it's like with the to be fair, Land Rover. I mean, Land Rover have been pretty good.
No,
I mean-
because they're scared of IID.
Yeah, no,
I'll just change the CCM, mate.
no. I got
Yeah, but they're
these-
already charging you enough for repairs. They can't really charge on top for
Well, I mean,
options.
This is the warning. I don't worry too much. But the only thing that I had to pay
Back
for,
order, no date.
the only thing I had to pay for was the tracker and the. They wanted me to pay for some digital radio, and I was like, "Who pays for DAB? Everyone just plays what they've got."
What, they wanted to charge you for DAB?
Yeah, it was something like that.
Fuck
It was
off.
something like DAB or some bollocks. I can't remember.
Stream it on your phone.
I think it might not have been DAB, but it was something to do with like the.
And they wouldn't need to
infotainment.
charge you for a tracker if they just used a normal fucking key like they did 10 years ago. Why has everything
you
got
wouldn't
a
have-
fucking keyless entry? Who asked for that? No one asked for that.
I didn't. To be fair, the
thieves.
last one didn't have keyless entry, but it did have keyless start. But yeah, the new one's got keyless.
So how can we make this
entry.
more vulnerable to theft?
Ah,
I know, we'll do
Let's-
something with computers.
let's make the key give out a signal
That everyone can
that
be like,
somebody can clone
yeah,
to open and start.
And then we'll charge our
car.
customers fucking £100 for an RFID key case.
which
That's-
don't fucking work. So many of the customers with the keyless keys come in and they have their key in
In
a
a
little
Faraday.
little fucking Faraday pouch. They don't work because you bought them off eBay for £5. The key's still in the fucking
is it?
in its pouch. You press the unlock button, the fucking thing unlocks.
is it literally like a foil lined thing? Is
Yeah,
that what it,
with
is,
a bit of carbon in it.
is that all it needs to be? I don't really know how Faraday works. My grandfather was getting all
Magic.
twisted
It's just one of those things, like, we've come too far. We've made a track to using keys.
What we need to return to monkey is what you're saying, Dave.
Not that far.
Whoopie-doo, I want to be like you.
That's how AIDS came about. Wasn't
I
it?
can see me dragging around a stick, knocking some woman over the head, dragging her back to me cave. That was the good old days.
Whilst you're on this stretch, I was thinking the other day,
Where are we going? Where are we fucking going?
Oh, God.
what's got better in the last 5 years?
Fuck all.
Well,
Cars have not got better. I think cars peaked at about 2017. They were the most fuel efficient.
Hang on.
4K.
Please.
TVs peaked.
Please,
Phones have peaked around 2020. Nothing
more,
new
more
now.
can you add to this?
Yeah, this
Dave,
doesn't.
unless it's got
I've got a new button on the side, which means my case is shitter, and it will probably get scratched there.
Dave, please show you're working on this. Like everything peaked in 2017.
As social media got better? No. As streaming services got better? No. There's more of them, and you're paying more monthly
money
fees for less
shit.
things. When Netflix first came out, you got everything for £6 a month. Then someone else came round, and if you wanted everything, you had to pay 2 people. Now there's 10 different things, and they all offer you a cheap plan where you get ads as well, which is a fucking piss take.
And what is ads in fucking Facebook Messenger? What is going on with that?
What? Oh yeah, when you scroll down through your chats,
What?
one of them
why
will be...
are there? Why is there fucking ads in my Facebook
Actually,
Messenger?
to be fair, you only get that on Android. I don't think you get it on iPhone.
Yeah, that's a you problem.
All right, come.
Continue list. Has life expectancy got better over the last 5 years?
Not really.
No. Has healthcare got better over the last 5
No,
years?
it's declined.
Has people's personal finances got better over the last 5 years?
Personally,
Standard
yes.
of living?
No.
The world's fucked. But
Absolutely. Yeah, no, we know it's fucked. But I don't know how it's going to change. It's only going to get worse, really, realistically, isn't it?
let's get back to something less
No,
depressing.
I think. Do you know what I think has gotten better in the last few years? Is
Your flat feet?
Yeah, no, they have actually great support from the EU insults. User generated content. I think the quality of YouTube channels and YouTube creators has progressed massively year on year. If you think of the stuff back in like 2015, 2017, it was good.
Well,
but
the thing is, it was less regulated.
it definitely was less regulated, and that's something I can appreciate. Like it was after the ad apocalypse, but I think it was overinflated, the amount of money they were making from ads back then, because then sooner or later somebody clocked on that, hang on a minute, they're doing really wild shit, and Coca-Cola are advertising on this man ranting about the Jews. I mean, big shout out to the sponsors of this show, but
We are not trying to turn any frogs gay.
Yeah, but any YouTuber will tell you that the ad market at the moment's got way shitter.
yeah, no, definitely. But no, what I'm saying is the content that they're creating now, opposed to 7 years ago in 2017, is vastly.
Certain
better.
channels, yeah.
Yeah, over the last 5 years, I've started to mainly just watch YouTube in the evenings now.
Same as me, mate.
Everything and that's why I want to join you and go YouTube Premium.
Why have you not
and
done
sack
it?
everything
Change your
else off.
life. Just change your life. Do it. I've cut back on all my subscriptions. Got rid of Now TV. Got rid of Disney. That was a waste of fucking time.
I don't mind Disney, but we get it free through the bank.
Yeah, the wife gets like 6
from
months
Lloyd's.
at a time for some bollocks that she signs up to. But like I get Now TV when I want to watch The Sopranos again, which is generally once a year. So I'll have it for a month, watch the entirety of The Sopranos, and then cancel it again.
Have Disney at Christmas for the Home Alones.
Yeah, but like Netflix is a staple, so is Amazon Prime, because everyone.
It's fuck all on Netflix anymore. It's all LGBTQ fucking girly films, isn't it?
Well, no, CSI is still on there, so I'm
Breaking
going
Bad's
through
on there.
that.
There's a few like classics that are on there, and there is a couple of like there's a couple that I'll just rewatch every now and again, much to my wife's hatred.
Fury, Need for Speed.
Yeah, Ozark.
I'm thinking of just getting on eBay and buying Blu-ray of all like my favourite shit that I want to watch. Because I was thinking the other day, like, what if the fucking internet goes out or something?
What if the internet goes out?
I don't pay a
If the
TV license. I don't have an aerial plugged in. Everything I do is streaming. I was like, I need to back up a Blu-rays.
I think if the internet goes out, it's probably been an EMP, so everything with a microchip or a silicon-based product is gone.
Not if you've got a Faraday case, which doesn't work.
So at least your key will be all right, but your car's dead. I don't know. Are we just being depressive cunts tonight? Is that what we're doing? Are we just moaning about the state of the modern world?
I love a moan, but yeah, get on to something funnier.
get on. So I'll tell you something funnier. I've ranted before on this show about the cost of having inherent health problems. You and me both wear glasses, Dave.
Yeah.
I've got flat feet. You know, all these, my teeth are fucked and the dentist rate me every time I go in there. So I thought, you know what? Bollocks this. I'm tired of being bent over every time I go in the opticians. I'm going to go online. I'm going to join the modern world. And I'm going to go.
I went on eBay. I got a Faraday case.
So I had my.
You got your prescription and ordered online.
I've got my prescription, and I was like, I'm going to order my glasses online because the last time I went into the opticians, I'm not going to name no names because I don't know about that on this show. But my opticians have had a change in their business structure, shall we say? And I went in there the other day because I'd scratched one of my lenses, one of my fucking expensive lenses.
Not the Nikons.
My Nikon lenses, yeah. And I put quite a deep scratch in it.
What time zoom have you got on the
I've
Nikons?
actually got 1.75, so I can look into your soul.
136 times optical.
I've
They referred him to the gun shop to get some new fucking.
They said, nah, it's out of whack. Dropped it too many times, mate. You have to scrap it. I've got the windage all the way to the right and it still ain't straight.
He's sat in and have a pair of fucking cut a pair of red dots like.
If there's one dream I could have in life, it'd be to flick a switch and just fucking mill dots just come down on
Go
both
full
sides.
Terminator mode.
So I went in there and I said, I've scratched my lens. I just need a replacement lens. Now, years ago, when I went into my optician's pre-business restructure, they would go, no problem. What we'll do, we'll order it in for you. We'll ring you when it's in. And you come down, you drop your glasses off, and a man in the back will grind that lens, like it's not a blank, but like a my prescription, but a blank lens, and he will grind it in the back and
to your frame.
Fit it to my frame while I pop up town for a coffee or a haircut or whatever.
Whatever you bump into.
Yeah, literally. So I can't drive anywhere, so I'm kind of
stick. See you later.
I'm kind of restricted to the perimeter of the town of where I can walk. Usually the pub. I go back
where the Labrador takes you with the shiny coat.
I'm a little ping pong ball on the end of a stick. So that's what I was assuming. I went in there and said, look, I've scratched my lens. Can I order a replacement? And they're like, yeah, it's going to be about 2 weeks, mate. I was like, that's all right. No worries. Just ring me when it's in. He said, oh, no, your glasses got to be sent off. And I was like, oh, what? Used to we don't do any of that anymore. I was like, hang on. So you're providing less of a service for me. How has this been a benefit? I was like, all right, whatever. Yeah, okay. Just send them off. I'll order some contact lenses and I'll just make it through for a couple of weeks. And then it was at that point when I realized
go fuck yourself.
No, this is no longer an optician's that's providing me a service. This is just the whole thing is just one big hard upsell. Oh, so you've only got one pair of glasses? I was like, yeah, well, you're going to need another. Because what if you break one? I was like, I just kind of bring them in and you fix them. Like, that's kind of how it's worked forever since for the last 27 years I've been going to this place since I was 3 years old. And he was like, well, let's just go. I tell you what, I've got to just deal with another customer. You go have a look at some frames, mate. So I was like, all right, I'll entertain it. I want to look at some frames. I've had the same set of glasses for probably as long as you've known me now. Never changed my frames. So I went and looked at some nice gold aviators. So I thought I'd go for the bit. I'll go for the
bougie as fuck.
Well, I don't know if it was a big pedo vibes or big serial killer vibes, but I was feeling it, man. So I went and looked at some. I was like, all right, quite like these. Like, expensive taste then. I was like, oh, fuck, Jesus. I said, go on, Em. What's a rough price? How much do you reckon he wanted for a set? Just they weren't even like Ray-Bans. They were just like a shallower aviator, not like down to the bottom of your cheekbones, but they're quite nice. He said they were £500 with the lenses I wanted in them.
What? My Ray-Bans were like 200 quid.
So the frames were...
Did you ask him what bench you wanted to bend over on? Like, fucking
The frames were, I want to say 180, and the lenses, my lenses are always the main cost because they're so thick, and because they're such a high prescription, they have to thin them down massively, and that's an expensive process, I think, or so they tell me.
It's only like a 30 quid option on mine to have the thin down.
Mate, look at my eyes, mate. Look at what I'm working with now, and they're thinned down as much as possible.
I can have a bottle of Hawkstone's fucking thinner than your glasses, mate, isn't it?
Yeah, so they're 500 quid, and then so we're gonna have to buy. So basically, I'm at the point where I'm buying a £500 pair of glasses. I'm sending these glasses off for each lens 175 quid
to have them resurfaced.
No, a new lens because I've scratched it beyond the.
Is some of that a courier fee as well because of the weight?
Yeah, two-person delivery.
It's got a sticker on it, 2-person lift. Yeah, so it was 175 a lens, and I said, well, if we're doing one,
Where
we may
the
as well.
fuck are you going?
I'm not going to say it on the show, but I'll tell you in a minute. Yeah, it was 175 a lens, and I said, well, do you know what?
That's a lot of money, isn't it?
If we're doing one,
Yeah.
we're doing both, because if that one's scratched, I can guarantee the coating's going to start wearing off on this because they're out of warranty now. Just do the fucking pair. It's another 175 quid on. And by the end, I'm into 800.
£3,000. I've sold the house.
850 quid. And I said, all right, well, but then he goes, well, let's have a look at your prescription. He goes, oh, prescription's a year out of date, so we have to get you booked in for an eye test. And I was like, oh, all right, yeah.
Nah, it'll probably be fine.
Whatever. No, if I'm spending that money, it's got to be absolutely perfect. Because they won't, if I come back bitching that I can't see properly or there's any issues with the lenses,
Yeah, they won't
there's no
care,
warranty because the prescription's out of date. Yeah. So I was like, right, okay, let's do that. I said, when can you get me in? Usually it's always been within a week, 10 days.
Well, where I go, same day. Oh, person out the back's free.
Yeah.
Just go in.
How long do you reckon then?
2 months.
I'd be surprised if it was more than a week, if not same day.
A month.
What?
A fucking month. And the worst part was when it came, and I was really thinking about it. I was like, do I fucking 800 quid on 2 pairs of glasses mine without an eye test? I was like, oh, I don't know, I thought about it. Anyway, I had a busy day. I was looking at my calendar. I was like, I got a fucking busy day. I just can't cancel that work. So I'm going to have to just postpone this appointment. Rang him up. I said, look, I'm going to push it forward. When's the next date? So it's a month. Another month. As I said, from the moment I walked into that shop and cancelling one appointment, I am 2 months away from even having an eye test, let alone the glasses.
Fucking wait time.
I was like, oh, fuck this. And the worst part was, so I went online, I was like, it must be, this is where I'm coming back to. I went online, I'm going to fucking just buy my own glasses. Fuck this. I've got my prescription from 2 years ago. As long as the glasses come in under 300 quid, if they're slightly out of spec, I'll fucking live with it and blame myself. No online glasses store will make my prescription because they're too far.
Oh, you're that fucked.
They're out of spec. They're just, because it's
Why?
so...
I feel like you've got an experience quite far to one end of the scale.
I have, and I am in the minority, and people aren't talking about this enough.
You
this
are
is
in
this
the
is a
minority.
problem.
So I go
but
Vision Express. I get my normal ones, which are Ray-Bans, and my sunglasses, which are Ray-Bans. Get them both for about 400 quid, and I've got warranty on these. If I even break them myself, I can take them in and get them
the same with mine.
fully replaced.
Yeah. I think mine only lasts 2 years, but I'm out of that now. But they just said, well, just fucking is what it is, mate. So, yeah, I am literally bound to the high street, which means I can't order my shit online. I can order my contact lenses online because they are out of spec and they're as close as they can get them. They're fine. But they're like, I wouldn't want to wear them every day.
If you had contacts to your spec, it'd be what, how thick, Keith?
You look like a fucking
Like a
chameleon,
pint
wouldn't he?
glass.
Binoculars.
His eyes would be poking around a corner. It's just ridiculous how expensive shit's gone. It's like I went to the cobblers the other day. I got a pair of boots I bought them fucking years ago. The most comfortable pair of boots I've ever had.
Keith, you are the only person
I've been to a cobbler's.
Right.
I've been to a cobbler's.
But
What's a
all
cobblers?
They fix the shoes.
What's a cobbler's?
cut your keys, fix your shoes. Basically, I need a retread, right? So I burnt the fucking.
Can do for you.
Yeah, that's
pretty much, yeah.
Okay.
Like
And
Timpsons, that kind of
That's the
thing.
one.
Cut
Like,
your keys, sell
like
your
you used to be able to go in there,
Yep.
it'd be like 20 or 30 quid, get a new flipping, new set of retreads on a bot. 140 quid
What?
to resole the bottom of my boots.
Throw
the boots
them
cost
away
me 140 quid.
And buy a new pair.
Well, this is it. Buy another pair of boots. I thought, well, fucking hell, the boots are solid. They're amazing. They're comfortable. They're broken in. I've used them. They're everything I want. It's like, I've got a car, it's gleaming, but I need a new set of tyres. I'm not going to sell the car just because I need a new set of tyres.
I've never worn through the tread on my shoes before the upper leather.
Yeah, because you're always in bed, Spunkle. That's why you don't walk enough, mate.
There are.
Yeah.
See,
That's
I did the same.
The two pairs of shoes you just showed me are so dirty, they should have been replaced years ago.
I just.
they're comfy, aren't they?
Yeah, you've worn them right in, haven't you?
There we go. There's my point. You've got a very comfortable set of footwear.
These white Air Forces, I've literally had these since the start of the show, and they're battered now. But they're just.
But now the cost to
comfiest.
retread them is more expensive than what the actual boot cost me, which is fucking ridiculous. And
the
now I've
thing
got
is,
to buy
in
another
my
pair.
mind, I wouldn't even think of retreading these.
Yeah, but that's
No, I wouldn't
because
want a
you're
pair of trainers.
if
It was
my
a
foot
bit-
gets wet, they go in the bin.
Yeah.
Yeah, but you're paying someone in England at minimum wage to retread your shoes. Rather, you're buying your shoes, where someone's paid someone in India
No, these are
2p
handmade
an
in the
hour.
UK.
You're thinking that
Handmade
they
in the
paid
UK.
them. That's the worrying thing there, Dave.
No, these boots they were handmade in Yorkshire.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, well, wages up there are fuck all.
Shout out to Thatcher. But I had the same thing. I was probably a few years back. I had a fairly nice pair of sort of Chelsea dealer boots. They weren't like hugely expensive, but they were nice enough that I thought when I wore
I want
through,
to keep them a bit longer.
yeah, like they were kind of like they have that sort of real soft sole, so they're quite smart shoes. If you know what I mean, you're not meant to wear them out too often or not beat them around on the tarmac because they will run away. And after about 9 months, I wore through the on the ball of my foot on them. So I was like, oh, sure, they're quite nice. I'll get them. See if I can get a retread on them. Went into the cobblers and they were like, "Nah, we don't do those, mate." I was like, "What? What do you mean?" "Nah, just not ones we do." I was like, "I am trying to support a local business here. I am trying my best." And they were like, "Nah, it's just fucking not something we do." I was like, "He's like, how much you pay for them?" I was like,
This is a
crazy,
new
like-
world to me. I
Never
never
in my
knew
life-
anyone got
Well, there you
shoes
go. So-
retreaded.
I thought this. We're not in 1950 anymore.
No.
I have never even thought about getting something resold
No.
because I will just buy a new pair of the same boots.
I had my Magnum boots resold. I had Arrow dieted them out 3 times, and after then, I was like, I probably need to get these resold. I had my Magnum Army boots, you know, the ones that
Yeah.
Keith. I had them retreaded when I was at school, and then, like, if those Ariat boots I got, same as yours, you could have those resold. You could have,
I
like,
would buy a new pair because the outside will be wank.
No, well, it's good.
But then if you look at my boots, my Western boots I'd made in Calgary, they're like immaculate, well looked after. The leather's impeccable, but the heel on them now has started to wear down.
Yeah, you can have them put a new heel on them.
I'm not being funny. Those Ariats were 150 quid, my first pair.
But like, wouldn't
There's no point in fucking around.
Yeah,
Buy
but-
a new pair.
Well, but if it's like a,
And like when they retread them, is it like the same rubber? Is it look nice, or is it
Yeah,
all
yeah,
like
like
rough around the
they'll
edges,
just-
different
they'll,
quality?
they'll put like a blank on, and then they'll like shave it down to meet the the size of the boot. Yeah, if my Ariats, I'm not going to because they got fair old tread on them. But if they run down, I'll have them put a new heel on it and put a retread on it.
And not for 140 quid,
to be,
Jerome.
to be
Buy
fair,
a new pair.
I feel like I should back this because this is like repair instead of buy new. and
Yeah.
it's probably the right way to do it. I just never knew people actually
it's like-
did it. Let alone
to buy
like
it-
you
the
two.
smell of it, and then how much you've beat the carcass up, the outside of it, the scratches.
Yeah, but like
I'd
DMs,
buy a
and if
new
you
pair.
like decent DMs, and you've got that sort of what do they call it? Some sort of airwear sole on them. They wear, a lot of people put the
Vibram, yeah.
Vibram.
But the problem with Vibram is super soft. So that's where you get your grip. But the problem is it wears down so quick.
Yeah.
So like the boots I'm talking, my old combat boots, they're Altberg sneakers. So they're so fucking comfortable. They're like wearing trainers. They're impeccable. The leather is still like brand new.
Can you get Air
But-
Maxes rebubbled? Do they do that?
Put a pushing pull out on the gun.
But yeah, like,
green
the-
I think you, I
The
think
soles
you
don't
actually
last long.
can. I'm not.
I wouldn't be surprised.
The only shoes I have ever worn through was fake Air Max 1s.
Really.
Yeah. Because it was just, they were fake, so they wore through very
soft as
quickly.
shit.
Yeah, when I was trying to slow my BMX down without a break.
What, you didn't wear through them? You burnt the cunts out. It's like saying I've worn through those tires after drifting for 8 days on the fucking track.
Yeah, it's just mental how much how they can justify charging someone 140 quid to put a piece of rubber on the bottom of the boot.
Yeah, that is quite expensive because
It's fucking
how long
ridiculous.
do you reckon it'd take? A couple of hours?
It's usually
It's
a
not
while
a
you
lot,
wait,
yeah.
or they just
Drop them off in the morning, come back later on in the day,
Yeah.
they're done.
£5 worth of rubber, couple of hours labour. You're
But
thinking, what, like 50
But
quid?
everything's gone up. So, like, if say they take 2 hours, you're paying someone 13 quid an hour, right?
So
So that's 26 quid.
yeah.
Then you need to make money on that because you've got to keep the lights on. Say you're charging them out at 30 quid an hour, that's 60 quid. Then your rubber sole is another 30 quid per unit.
No, it wouldn't be
Yeah.
that
30
much.
pence.
Pennies. Look how much they produce shoes for. They're not paying 30 quid per
Yeah,
sole.
Fiver max, put 100%
that's-
profit on it, 10
But
quid
that's
for the
what I
rubber.
mean. If you can buy a pair of handmade leather boots from here in the UK from a UK company for £140, that is for the whole fucking boot, mind, including the laces. How are they charging you 140 quid just to put the fucking sole back on it?
Or do you think they are basing their sort of target demographic of people who have incredibly expensive boots or shoes, like 500-600 quid and £140 to keep them going? It's not a lot, is it? But like you say, are you really going to wear through the sole first, or is the size going to give out on the fucking thing? Like the amount of dealer boots that I've had and the gussets given out on them, the elasticated sides, it's like, well, that's fucked then, isn't it?
It's like I was saying, I mean, unless you buy a Land Rover, obviously the engine gives up first, but most normal cars, the tyres go first, don't they? They only last so many thousand miles, don't they? New set of tyres. I mean, how many sets of tyres do you put on a car in its life?
Depending on the mileage or how long it's sat.
I've covered some fucking miles, Brev.
If you're my old man, you just you buy a Land Rover brand new, take off the tyres immediately because you don't like the way they look, and BF Goodrich is the only way to go. You put BF Goodrich's on them, and then you wear them down continually until they turn into rings of plastic. And then when your son moans about the fact that when you just try and stop ever so gently, or not even ever so gently, but just a little bit. The guy in front of you brakes a little bit harder than he should in the wet, and the car immediately locks up. Oh, it's all right. They passed the last MOT.
No. They're so fucking hard, they're not worth a wank anymore.
Oh, I think I've plenty of life left and then pass the MOT, didn't they? I was like, please, MOT centre, fail these tyres. Nah, they gone through again, young'un. There's a crack around the entire sidewall, Dad, and between every piece of tread. Yeah, no.
You can't see canvas. It's all right.
No cords showing, no, is there, young'un? No cords showing. I'm all right. You send them on. Don't fucking I'll get my money's worth out of it. You had them. They cost you £500 10 years ago. Please. I always put it in terms with him. I'm like, how much you spend down a pub in a week? Nah, your fucking business, is it? Your firstborn safety driving the car that you own. Nah, you'll be all right. You don't drive so fast, do you, cunt?
Cool, we've covered some topics tonight,
Haven't we just? When I said, what we do, what's the topic? Nah, no, we'll wing it. Right, I think that'll about do, won't it?
Yeah, don't buy an EV, buy new shoes.
No, buy a used car and get your shoes retreaded.
Oh, that was it. I was gonna.
Who are you?
I was gonna shout out the video that I was on about with the Travellers. It is called Essex Homeowners versus Travellers at War with Next Door.
Featuring Stacey Dooley.
No, full episode. It's on a channel called North One on YouTube. So there you go. I'll even pop the link in the description if I remember, so you can check it out from there. Right, awesome. I think that'll do for this evening. Thanks everyone for listening. I've been Reg.
I've been Marlon.
I've been Brev.
And I've been Brev.
And that's the
Not
end.
looking good, Brev.
Oh,
It's not looking good.
until next week.
Yay!
Dash.